There ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal.
Buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystalline. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots to this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood. There ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal.
I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood, showing what's really good. The feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood. There ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal.
That's right, folks. It's that time. It's Thursday night. We have returned. I have returned to the Garden of Knowledge Studios. What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome to another Thursday night. This is Paranormal Hood Live. We are live and direct in the Garden of Knowledge Studios. I am your host, Jiggy.
I'm Smoking.
And yes, I'm back. I apologize to everybody who tuned in last week.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? That shit starts freaking me out, man. I'm like, see, man, that's the fucking ghost, man. It's Halloween season. It's the crazy season already.
Pain. How dare you use that word?
But yes, like I said, I'm back in the studio, in the flesh, rocking my winter hat. Happy birthday to Beverly Lopez, Ma Lopez, who actually made this hat for me. Rest in peace to you. Also, the day that my little brother passed away back in 1999. So rest in peace to Chris, too. It's one of those days, but I wear my hat. It makes me smile. And, I look at death a little bit different than anybody else. So just think about the good times and keep smiling. And I hope when you see my hat, like wherever I go, it makes you smile. Because that is what it's for. Yes. Like I said, folks, I'm back. Had a hell of a weekend with the Trip Team family. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. We're going to talk about all things Halloween. Even have some spooky news that we can talk about that will be related to the show. All kinds of goodness. I see you, Michael Two Feather. Shout out to you, my brother, Trip Team family. Like I said, I'll be talking a bit later after we do the news and take a break and play some music and stuff, and we can talk Halloween. But I'll definitely talk about Tripoween. Tripoween was fucking awesome. Jiggy, I won't say I overcame fears, because I never had a fear of these fears before, but there were some cool things that I did that I definitely want to talk to you guys about. Kind of milestones for me, post-brain surgery and stuff. So, on the other side of all that, we will definitely be talking about last weekend. Thank you, Smoke King, for holding everything down here and doing it while tripping. I just want to point out. He was literally tripping and still was able to do a full show. So, give him a round of applause. Make sure you say thank you to him, everybody tuned in and stuff, because it couldn't have fucking been easy. Didn't look easy, but he was able to do it. Because, of course, he mastered his journey.
Well, the hardest thing is just trying to read the fucking comments and trying to keep up with people's you know what I mean? Trying to read.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yes, yes, yes. I was on the other end of it. I tried to broadcast as much as
I mean, I can read, but it takes me longer, and they end up scrolling and stuff, and I can't just keep scrolling through and trying to read comments, so,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got to make the letters stop moving around. So it takes me a little bit longer to read shit.
Like deciphering fucking old language and shit. Absolutely. So, yes, like I said, folks, we'll talk about everything tonight, Halloween. I want to know, too, we'll be talking about throughout the night. I always like to know, like, if you're going to be dressing up, and if your kids are dressing up, take them trick-or-treating, what is the costumes that you all will be wearing this year? I tried to get my costumes. It's not going to happen. So, it'll happen eventually. You guys will see Jiggy in costume. Like, oh, shit. I might even just do it for a con or something. Maybe next year one of the cons come first. Whatever comes first, Halloween or a con. Okay? But sorry, no costume for me. But if y'all are dressing up, if you're going trick-or-treating, going to a Halloween party, maybe you're having a party, whatever, let me know. I'm just always curious. I love costumes. I love seeing people. People are so fucking creative, especially if you have something like you really, really put some time into. Not that I'm against anybody who goes and buys. The only thing that annoys the shit out of me, especially all those years working clubs and parties and shit like that, and they would be like, you know, make sure you wear a costume and shit. People are so fucking non-creative, they come with a Jason mask. Not even with the jumpsuit and the machete and no shit like that. They'll come with Jason with a fucking little rubber knife or some stupid shit. Like, if you go out and do Jason, at least kind of go a little bit in. You can put some jeans on and an old fucking rugged plaid shirt or some shit. I could rock with that. But don't just throw a fucking mask on. That's not a costume. Okay? That's not a costume. Okay? I apologize if somebody gets offended by this commentary, but I don't find that to be a costume. Okay? I'm just saying. That's why I don't just say, oh, I'm going to do a costume, I can just throw a fucking mask on, and then you can be like, oh, I wear a costume. It's not a costume, it's a mask. That's like saying I can just pull my fucking, look at that. Boo, I'm a motherfucking ghost. Got a costume. See what I'm saying? It doesn't really, I mean, although that is kind of cool, but.
What about, you know, you put a sheet on?
It depends on what you put it for. It depends on how you're wearing it. Now, let me explain something for anybody who has got to understand how the sheet thing works. You probably want to get a long flowing sheet with 2 eyes in it, and you got to kind of make sure you just keep fucking saying boo, okay? But you might not want to lock up on a bunch of black people and say boo, because they might misconstrue that the wrong way. So what I recommend is maybe kind of accessorize your ghost outfit if you're going with this the sheet look.
I didn't say put a pointy hat on it.
I'm just saying, you never know. Some people get the wrong idea, period. You just want to be careful. Excuse me.
No, isn't that just like throwing a mask on your face?
Yeah, well, I'm saying, yeah, but yeah, I get, yeah. That's what they used to do to kids, though. I think, didn't the whole aspect of the whole ghost thing come from people's lack of ability to, you know, get things? So they just kind of went with the whole aspect of a ghost, and the only thing they could kind of represent a ghost was just to throw on a fucking sheet and cut a couple holes in it. Boo! And everybody had sheets back then, I imagine. So there you go. They probably didn't all have arts and crafts and everything, and make masks and intricate costumes, and then you have to have point of references too, because at what point did they start even so? Well, we can get to all that later. See, because I can just keep going down the hole. You know, I just keep going and going and going and going and going. Austin Fish, good evening. Oh, hey Sam, I got you. Okay, I understand. I get it. I was like, huh? Okay, now it makes sense. Welcome. Got the fam with us. All right, so let me explain how the show works. Anybody who's new to the show, You got the little commentary like we do right now, and then we're going to do some news, then we play some music, then we come back and we have a couple hours to talk to you about all things paranormal. We usually do a last one segment too, which gives us a little bit more time with you. Tonight you can feel free to light up the chat with any questions, any commentary, especially because I'll be talking about last weekend's event. So anybody who's joining about that weekend, you can throw some stuff in there, absolutely. But that is what the chat is for. Normally we do a phone line, anything like that, but it's too much for tonight. So we're just going to go strictly chat and kind of talk to you here. Maybe at some point somebody has an incredible story that we really fucking like in the chat. If you have Skype, you could even maybe Skype it out. I don't know. We'll see how it all kind of goes. We'll play it by ear. That's kind of how we do. Okay? But yes. So, for anybody who's new to the show, who doesn't watch our little pop-up videos, has never had the time to see what we do, sometimes you catch us down in the studio and we just have little talks with you about a lot of the news and a lot of the stuff that goes on. The reason why is because we spend a lot of time searching the internet, YouTube, terrestrial television, terrestrial radio, Sirius, whatever source is out there we can find that weird, that strange, that odd, that different, that not necessarily mainstream news that you might not hear or see. It could be the news here on Earth. And yeah, I said Earth, motherfuckers. I like saying Earth, okay? It's just fun. Maybe it's up to Mars, the red planet. Maybe it's the moon, where I say Michael Jackson still resides and does his nightly show. Because you know that there's a motherfucking... The moon is just a whole big entertainment fucking place. And like Midway for all kinds of people to go and chill and shit and get a beer and see some entertainment. Or maybe it's somewhere beyond, some place that we haven't seen or heard of yet, but if it's out there and they're exploring it and it's making some kind of news, we can find it. We look for it and we find it and we bring it to you on this segment of the show that we like to simply call Smoke King's Paranormal News. So Smoke King!
You may be leaving for now, but the nightmares will return.
What goes on in the paranormal universe, omniverse, multiverse, Verse Simmons, Batman versus Superman, Justice League versus...
It was horrible.
It's so fucking bad. Oh, God.
That movie was so bad, my 3-year-old son knows it sucks ass.
It just really did. It's so bad.
He's like, I can't watch this. This is horrible.
And I watched it because I'm
old.
such a fan of all those comic books. And I
He
just
loves
thought
it, and
that,
he
yeah.
loves Batman. He's Batman
Yeah,
for Halloween. He's
yeah,
Batman. I got a Batman
yeah.
bike right there. I got to put together
Yeah.
Batman. We watched Batman versus Superman. He's like, what is this? He's like, I don't want to watch this.
And then they had nerve to put him in Justice League too. Like it's just like, do you bleed? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Anyway,
what goes on?
What's going on? First up, who invented the bedsheet ghost? No, we'll save that for a little bit. Well, we'll get into that one in a little bit. Let's see. What do I want to start off? We'll start with this one. Is Russia hiding an underwater extraterrestrial civilization? According to a very controversial theory, during the era of the Soviet Union, there was a peculiar submarine activity in Russia that involved a hidden underwater extraterrestrial civilization. Apparently, the Russian officials decided to keep these issues as top secret. However, two researchers, Paul Stonehill and Philip Mantle, have determined to put 2 and 2 together and finally resolve the mystery.
They got 4.
As the subject of their inquiry, these two researchers took the secrecy that revolves around an underwater extraterrestrial civilization that was allegedly confirmed by a large number of witnesses. Stonehill and Mantle connected the peculiar events to some passenger aircraft produced by underwater UFO movements. Then again, eyewitnesses have reported seeing unusual creatures and objects in the sea for a long time. Among the most fascinating accounts is the one of Major General Demenyenko, a Russian Navy commander. According to him, he and his divers detected a type of humanoid alien who were famous as the Swimmers. Supposedly, these 3-meter-high beings appeared from an underwater tunnel in the Russian territory of Siberia. They also had silver uniforms and round helmets.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh. The round helmets help him swim through the water better. Despite the attempts of capturing one of the creatures, the divers failed because all of the creatures protected themselves with a very strong power. What's the power? The two researchers also investigated the story of the head of the intelligence department of Russia on a fleet of Pacific, in the Pacific, namely Admiral Demoslavsky, reported seeing a 900-meter-long object in the ocean. Stonehill and Mantle further investigated many reports by other ex-military commanders, all of them involved in alleged underwater extraterrestrial civilization within the infamous Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda Triangle's nowhere near Russia.
The Russian Bermuda Triangle, man.
Mantle stated that this is not the first time he has heard stories about supernatural activity surrounding the Atlantic Ocean. However, the theory, which explains the weird occurrences around the Bermuda Triangle, is often dismissed by the official domain. Why? We still don't know. Watch the video below. What the fuck is that shit? You go from Siberia to fucking Russia? People? That's some reporter who didn't do their homework.
Wrote some random story. What else goes on in the news?
Yeah. All right. Multiple UFOs spotted escorting a larger craft in bizarre footage. Bizarre footage has emerged of what appears to be a horde of small UFOs escorting a much bigger craft above the Netherlands. The video, reportedly filmed above the Hagu, shows at least 10 small black objects seemingly flanking a much larger UFO. According to YouTube account The Hidden Underbelly 2.0, where the clip was shared, the footage was captured in August. I'm just sharing it now. It was originally posted by another YouTuber where the uploader wrote it, changing object flew passively towards the northeast. I walked through the dunes when the object suddenly flew by. I watched the clip and it is pretty interesting. It's definitely not a flock of birds surrounding a fucking plane or something. It's weird. I don't know what the fuck it is. I filmed it myself. I have no idea what it is, and it had all black objects around it. To most, it might look like debris of some kind, but a lot of people online seem to be taking the video seriously. I said, I mean, you guys can't see that right now, but you can't really tell from these clips either. But yeah, see, it had this, and it had all of these things. And at one point, they were like more in formation and stuff around it, but they were like all surrounding that one object in the middle, like protecting it and stuff.
You know what it is.
You never know. Could be. Let's see. A retired Navy pilot reveals genuine UFO pictures. Let's see. A retired Navy commander released his official statement about that one time he had a UFO encounter witnessing a mission from Iceland to Newfoundland. While finishing the mission, they experienced something rather inexplicable. This event marked the whole life of the ex-Navy commander and the rest of his crew as well. Namely, the members of the mission noticed a bizarre light on the ocean's watery surface around 300 miles from Newfoundland. These lights were so eminent and scattered throughout a large area. I'll scroll past this stuff. Throughout a large area, hence the men felt like they were flying over a city. During the Disclosure Project conference in Washington, D.C., ex-Commander Bethune explained his weird UFO encounter. As we approached this glow, it turned to a monstrous circle of white lights on the water. Then we saw a yellow halo, small, much smaller than whatever it was launched from, about 15 miles away. In only a matter of seconds, the gleaming UFO equaled their latitude. Thus, he had to free the autopilot and draw the plane's nose down in order to dodge a crash. But soon the object shifted going towards them. As the UFO approached my plane and flew alongside it, we could see the dome craft, which had a corona discharge, he said. At the same time, certain plane instruments started failing due to the powerful electromagnetic disruption the UFO generated. The plane had 31 passengers. psychiatrists, and of course the crew aboard, and all of them watched as this event was unrolling. As soon as the plane landed, the witnesses were questioned and pressured on signing non-disclosure forms. Their testimonies, however, were upheld by radar from an Air Force station in Goose Bay, Labrador. Do you believe this Mr. Bethune and his crew really experienced a true UFO encounter?
Anything's possible.
Could be. 1951 too, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in here. I got a story.
Alright.
Upstate New York neighborhood receives ominous Joker warning in the mail. Tensions are high in upstate New York town after numerous residents found Joker playing cards smeared with what seems to be blood and the date 10/31 in their mailboxes. According to a local media report, the incredibly unsettling messages were received by several people in the town of Henrietta this week. Although authorities say that they only got 2 reports about the cards, residents discussing the matter on social media believe that at least 6 other homes were also targeted. The creepy cards have left those who received them wondering if they are simply a harmless prank or a harbinger of something sinister set to occur on Halloween. I think the intent was to scare people, resident Melissa Mayer mused, and I don't understand why this was funny. She went on to address the individuals, leaving the cards with a warning of her own. I face bigger demons than you, so you need to stop, she declared.
You're an idiot.
Movie buffs may recall that the Joker playing card featured prominently in the 2008 film The Dark Knight, which famously featured Heath Ledger playing the iconic Batman villain. Ironically, it seems that the character's penchant for playing cards inspired some teenagers in Virginia to pull off a prank similar to the one in Henrietta around the time of the film's release. Those misguided kids wound paying a stiff, okay, someone didn't write this properly, wound up, they forgot a couple words, paying a stiff price for their tomfoolery, as they wound up being charged with conspiracy to commit terror. With this in mind, we suggest that the person responsible for the bloody cards found in Henrietta quit while they're ahead, or at the very least switch to something a little less ominous, like maybe a laminated llama picture, perhaps. Okay then.
A llama.
Yeah.
Epic fail.
Never works for them.
You suck, jackass.
To the person that sent out the stupid cards, we all saw Batman. Seriously, like, you know, come on. In the day and age we live in too, with stupid threats and stuff, people walking into cinemas, putting on Joker masks and shooting up cinemas and stuff. Grow up. Think it's Halloween. Can't you just have fun on Halloween? Go fucking trick-or-treating. Go to a party or something. You know what I mean? Come on, seriously. Go buy yourself some fucking candy if you're an adult at that. Like, really, go in the store and buy some fucking candy. You don't have to go trick-or-treating. Just walk in the store. They got mixed bags of candy this time of year. You can get a big-ass one for like $20, dude. It'll suffice to say will last you for a while, okay? Grow the fuck up. Thank you. Once again... You are an idiot! Sorry.
Right, let's see here. Up next we got massive Bigfoot encounter in Siskiyou County, California. Let's see. I decided to come forward with an encounter I had in early September. I live in Etna, California, and occasionally go out to enjoy the nature of the national park, which is nearby. I lived in the area all my 38 years, and I've heard all the stories about Bigfoot. There was a well-known story about a possible Bigfoot seen in the Marble Mountain wilderness several years ago. In fact, there was a video associated with the incident. I'm not sure what the sighting was, but many locals believe it was Bigfoot. I didn't really believe in Bigfoot until my encounter. It was late afternoon, and I was driving along Sawyer Bar Road out near the old reservation area. I was hauling some supplies for a friend. It was kind of overcast, but not raining. As I was driving, I noticed something big and dark moving up towards the road from the creek ravine on my right. It startled me because I just didn't understand what it could be. This thing was very large and tall, and it was moving at a fast clip. As it got up to the road, it grabbed a small pine tree and pulled itself up over the edge. It flung itself onto the road and vaulted the width in a long leap. There is a steep rise in the trees on the left side, but it ran up the slope like there was nothing to it. Well, it was definitely what people describe as a Bigfoot, but the size of this peculiar creature was astounding. It had to be at least 8 feet tall, and the body was all massive, defined muscle, covered in thick reddish-brown hair that had a strange sheen. Not like it was reflecting light, but that it looked like oily. I didn't get a very good look at the face, but it definitely had a human likeness. It crossed the road no more than 50 feet in front of me. I hit the gas pedal and didn't stop until I reached my destination. What the fuck, dude? Get out and fucking look for it, man. When I finally stopped and got out of my truck, my knees were shaking and weak. I had to get back in the cab, fearing I would collapse to the ground. I sat there for about 10 minutes trying to gather my thoughts, realizing I had actually seen a Bigfoot. I told my brother-in-law what I had seen. He has never believed in Bigfoot, but he was interested in what I told him. He is a hunter and fisherman who spends a lot of time out in the forest. He says that he's never seen a Bigfoot or come across any evidence, but I'm not sure that that is the truth. That's it. So, I don't know. This guy saw a Bigfoot jumping across Bucker Road.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, maybe he could, maybe he couldn't. I don't fucking know. Anything.
I don't know either.
I had a story in here. Give me a second, please. Let's see. I love these stories too. Eerie demon voice recorded in hospital hallway. A mother in England was left shaken after she noticed an unsettling demon voice on a video that she took while walking down an empty hallway in a hospital. The strange footage was reportedly captured when Catherine Lawrence and her 2-year-old daughter visited the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital last week. After going through the wrong entrance at the facility, the pair found themselves lost in a long, dark hallway inside the hospital. Marveling at the creepy nature of the setting, which reminded her of the horror film Silent Hill, Lawrence took out her cell phone and took several pictures as well as a handful of videos. When she got home and looked at the footage, she was unnerved by one particular clip which seemed to feature an inexplicable and rather creepy voice that can be heard at around 6 seconds into the video above. Baffled by the bizarre anomaly, she subsequently posted it to her Facebook page and declared to her friends, "It's really freaking me out." Lawrence insists that aside from her daughter, the hallway as well as the adjacent rooms were empty when the duo were there. She also noted that the pair didn't hear anything out of the ordinary during their jaunt through the hospital. As to what the voice may be saying, some attentive listeners have suggested that it is a rather rude request that someone pull the curtains. Rude request? Okay. That said, as is often the case with potential EVPs, excuse me as I hit the blunt, the precise message is largely open to interpretation and can serve as something of a paranormal Rorschach test. With that in mind, what do you think the weird voice is saying, and perhaps more importantly, could it have come from a ghost? Let's see if I can actually play this audio for you real quick. Will we get pulled down? No, we'll get pulled down for that. So, 10 more seconds. I don't know what the hell she heard. I didn't hear a goddamn thing.
At the end, I heard a little, like, I don't know, but there's running and other stuff, and I don't know. I have to listen to it again sometime. But
I want to know, how is it rude to ask someone to pull down the curtains? Is they talking about those curtains that women have, like, or are they talking about the actual curtains? Because if it was getting, you know, too much sunlight, maybe they didn't like light. Like, I don't like a lot of sunlight and shit. You know, it hurts my eyes sometimes. So if I ask someone to turn down the curtains, why is that offensive? But okay. And I broke out my British accent, the best one I could do to actually read the story for you. So I don't know, ghost, no ghost, I don't know, whatever, man.
Hell yeah!
I don't know what the fuck she heard. I didn't hear a goddamn thing. Did you hear anything?
that's all I heard was just sound like somebody walking in a hallway and wherever the fuck
Like
they're
a kid with
supposed
some
to be.
loud ass shoes running down the fucking hallways or whatever.
Alright, let's see here. There was a real battle between humans and extraterrestrials, claims in Area 51 X8.
Airstrike standing by.
According to the claims of Thomas Costello, an ex-agent of the famous Area 51, humankind almost testified a battle between humans and extraterrestrials. However, this event luckily didn't spread outside the area where humans usually conduct experiments on aliens. Mr. Castillo said he was a photographer who worked for the U.S. Army. Furthermore, before taking his job, he signed a contract with a confidentiality clause considering some relevant prohibited information. According to the former employee, there was an obscure underground base where people went to search for the cure of their diseases. Among these people, there were even children, he said. Given these points, Thomas wholly negated the likelihood of interacting with any of these people. Recently released declassified CIA Delta says... Why it says Delta? I think it should say Data. I'm like, CIA Delta. CIA Data says Thomas had the chance to witness numerous obscure practices. These practices included astral journeys and mind control. Then again, the most exciting part of his claim is that he said he has seen scientists who had rather an extraterrestrial origin. Apparently, they were making experiments related to alien-human hybrids and cloning of humans and aliens. Also eerie is that he claims he could recognize the abducted by hearing them talking nonsense because of strong sedatives. He said he acknowledged what was happening because he was constantly seeing posters around his town about the same person being lost without a logical justification. He further says that was the instant when the battle between humans and extraterrestrials, called the Sweet Battle, started emerging. This war might have due to the increase of pressure. Aliens allegedly agitated to make an inside destruction to the genetic investigation of the humans. All this happened because aliens wanted to keep using humankind to extend their study. Today, nobody knows where Costello is or what he is doing. However, he sure did escape the secret, infamous base.
Anything's possible.
Interesting.
Hey, I got cloned kids somewhere in Texas where the facility supposedly is. And that's what I was told, so anything's possible. Well, yeah, I got clones of me from the future. They cloned me and made boys and girls, but I don't know how they ended up back here too, because maybe they already started cloning me. I don't really remember how it all worked.
Did they got your same tattoos too?
I don't know. I wonder.
Should have asked, huh?
Yeah, so many questions. Maybe one day my children will call back in. Or my future me, clone, whatever the hell. I don't not even explain it. It's beyond my comprehension.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about stupid clone bullshit after the fucking break. That's it for the news.
That's it, folks. So we're going to take a break. I'm going to play some music for you, then we'll come back. I'm going to have a good show. Like I said tonight, any questions, comments, the chat. We're not doing any kind of live phone calls tonight, so the chat is the place where everything's happening. This is where all the show is happening. So just enjoy the music, enjoy the break, take the time to roll something, smoke something, hit the head, do whatever you gotta do, get something to eat, and then sit back and relax, and prepare for ParanormalHooD. We'll be back. Play some music for you, okay? Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat.
It's time to go trick or treating.
I hate when these touch things, like when you touch them, they don't work when you have big hands. It fucking sucks, okay? Alright, we'll be back.
I looked inside and realized everything in life is intertwined with divine orchestration. Many revelations I've seen have led to persuasions of consciousness elevation, and it's all cause of meditation. See, we slaves in the system, though simultaneously we gods in training that keep maintaining or constraining ourselves to attain new inspiration. Check it. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Your DNA contains within it ancient wisdom that can flow through every facet of your mind, of course, your divine, of course, and all your ancestors' experiences are embedded within the fabric of your essence, and it's a blessing, but yet you stressing because you look for solutions externally. You fail to realize all the answers to your questions lie internally. You need to meditate to activate your DNA and watch how you acclimate your demon ways to the truth, young God. Now on the count of 3, we about to elevate your DNA to a whole nother level. 1, 2, 1, 2.
What up? What up?
3. Humans, activated electromagnetic light. Double helix to 12 strands, I've tripled my sight. I see fire inside my soul, I spit fire through every letter. Desires to get higher, done turn me to something better. Like the shredder, I be shining on these ninja turtles. But I'm Master Splinter, where the fuck my ninja turtles? Check my team, we the bomb, we glowing like we neon. Dope music, what we beyond, we infinite and beyond. Metatron's cube, hater don't be transforming. See, we came to spread the love and it's going forward. Now get ready, humanity, we gon' heal the insanity. Blending fire with your soul as travels through your anatomy. You can't body me, my mind crystalline, homie. We are one, we all connected, but I'm one and only being every bobbing and weaving is light I'm perceiving. They got me achieving my purpose with reason. I'm feeling this beast, I'll be killing this cause my DNA activated, yo. Now my ego is mutilated, yeah. Got my spiritual elevated, while my physical meditated, yeah. My DNA activated, yo. Now my ego is mutilated, yeah. Got my spiritual elevated, while my physical meditated, yeah. Okay, I'm ripping this verse. Better be careful, I set an example. I'm cosmic and I came from the universe. Hot like a candle, I came to dismantle the lies and give you the truth till it hurts. You cannot fuck with me, but you should fuck with me. Together we can no end with this fuckery, whoa. We can no end with this fuckery, whoa. We powerful, time that you know, Don't get attached to the physical mind, time to let go. We writing hieroglyphics, you don't understand this. Then you to a city, got an outline and turn into a mystic. Homie, I'm realistic and you gotta get with the way. I refuse to be a slave. I create tsunamis and no one above me. I be spitting water for days. Poseidon, you haters, I'm blocking invaders through astral realities. All emulators will die, you rise like a phoenix. With fire and light and the aura so bright, we surpassing Anunnaki beings. I splice through genetics, creating prophetically. Transcending hell while I'm breaking the spell as I do it so well. I'm breathing energetically. Whoa, let me breathe. I be Fibonacci creating a so damn amazing to feel the sensations of unification. My humans relating, it's cause my DNA activated, yo. Now my ego is mutilated, yeah. Got my spiritual elevated, while my physical meditated, yeah. My DNA activated, yo. Now my ego is mutilated, yeah. Got my spiritual elevated, while my physical meditated, yeah. Hey yo. If you ain't vibing with this track, then go back to sleep. I guess you just ain't ready this time around. Maybe next time. Yeah. DNA activated. Woo! Gods and goddesses, you are now activated.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape. Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
No surrender like I'm creeping on the come up. Light it up just like the 4th of summer. Doing magic like a sorcerer on them. Gust of wind take away opponents. Time is precious, I ain't got a second. These ain't verses, these are Akashic records. 111 333 555. I get the message. They don't want no smoke, they don't want no static. Gotta want it more than they want you to have it. Walking through the madness, looking at the damage. So apocalyptic on this canvas. Prophesizing like a prophet, it's unreal. Ain't no use in using logic. There's nothing they could do to stop it. I'm about to take off in this rocket.
Came down from the 9th dimension, no surrender till we cut the tension. Call me Cinder from Killer Instinct. Cause my body goes on fire when I rap in the instinct. Ain't nobody on this planet make a god surrender. Goes for any phony, any fake pretender. Transmute energy, I'm an aura bender. You gon' catch heat, I don't care who sent ya. Watch how I fuse every letter I use into a lyrical enlightenment. I pick and I choose, and every word I say I let it up right into the music. Get you faster than lightning, I'm the rapping Zeus. Am I really Ares, the god of war? I am every human that is being and more. Who ready to play? Who be in the shadows? I'm the infinite creator. You ain't ready to battle, no surrender.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape.
process, I'ma multiply by the amount behind. Rise, unfold like a lotus flower. By design, Rome gets stopped by Selassie I when them shots are fired. Nitrous oxide, this rocket science spit. High five like a roster guy. Top 5 playlist, check Spotify. You doubt the job, you need not apply. Eye to eye, open wide. Fiber optic sight like binoculars, focus high. Disengage like a bodhisattva, that local consciousness, all goodbye. Even if one soul survivors on the road to righteousness, fine.
I get a different reaction. I live my life by the laws of attraction. Different reaction. I get a different reaction. I live my life by the laws of attraction. Different reaction. Let's get it. Been feeling like I have seen so many faces stuck in the matrix. Don't know if this song may go over your head, but fuck it, I'll take. I've been taking action for all my people. I do this with passion. I've been attracting alien life forms with different reactions. I made music for the soul. I came to empower and take back control. Oh, homie, you didn't know that crystalline gold that came with these flows. I like for you all to perceive a new way you're living, a new way to do this with ease. 28, but I'm ancient. I've been existing ever since existence has came to fruition with premonitions through my intuition. Out my mouth depicting only truth. I am a god of war, Aries. I do not lose. I manifested as cruise. Feel the sensations flow up. Your 33 vertebrae. I know you heard of me. Time that you've heard of me. I be the infinite one, the one that gazes at the sun. I get my shit done and back to the astro. Got you digesting my work through your gastro. Intestinal, it is intentional. The way I speak my knowledge through these instrumentals. All my songs are mental, so just memorize and let it out your dentals. Everything I've been through culminates to this point. I've been rolling fire, my shit's on point. Take hits from this joint, yo. I've been feeling like I have seen so many faces stuck in the matrix. Don't know if this song may go over your head, but fuck it, I'll take. I've been taking action for all my people. I do this with passion. I've been attracting alien life forms with different reactions.
Searching for words of the ancients, carefully turning the pages. Verbally dangerous, work with the language, burn the restraints that contains us. Grateful to give my thanks and my praises, coming straight from the pavement. My strength will break through these cages. Disciple of age-old sages, study the basics until the day that they make sense. Step up in the ranks next. We coming courageous, tough as a razor blade is. Struggle for pace like Mother Teresa. Raise up, nothing can phase us. Rugged abrasions, scrapes and grazes, cuts on our faces. Stuck in the matrix, somebody come up and wake us quick. Knowledge that can't suppress. We stopping to raise our fist into the atmosphere, flip it with different reactions. Typical intergalactic tactics, lift up our assets, building an integral path of access. This is my Jackson.
Feeling like I have seen so many faces stuck in the matrix. Don't know if this song may go over your head, but fuck it, I'll take. I've been taking action for all my people. I do this with passion. I've been attracting alien life forms with different reactions. Man with no purpose will feel like he's worthless, and if I am infinite, I'm truly birthless. I do this to murk this. No, you've never heard this. Everything I do has a purpose. Yo, have you ever been exposed? Intelligent flows that comes from the soul, and when it explodes into your whole endocrine system, it goes. A magical substance that glows. Now I am back in the lab. Alchemical mixtures intertwine and watch it react. Takes matter from nothing, turns it into something your ears can no bump to. Now put this on blast. I get a different reaction. When it's my music, you're blasting. I put my words into action. I know you love how I'm rapping. Young God, here I go, I'ma let it go, I'ma let it flow, I'ma spit it one time. For all of you to get it, homie, if I said it, then you know I'm in it. You know what's embedded with that fundamental element. You know my shit is heaven sent. Every syllable I utter, every word is so magnificent. Homie, can you hear the difference yet? Did I go over your head? Did I create a new element? I've been feeling like I have seen so many faces stuck in the matrix. Just know if this song may go over your head, but fuck it, I'll take. I've been taking action for all my people. I do this with passion. I've been attracting alien life forms with different reactions.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta screaming like alert, alert, spoil alert. Another track with another verse. Coming from the netherworld, got this body on a tether cord. Portal on my back like a ninja sword. We at war, but the fog don't show what the conscious knows, so that I can't see where the mind won't go. Love is the absence of fear, befriended the demons, so angels stay near. Angles appear, shapes create prisms, and prisons of mirrors clash with the gods with this pen as a spear. Been through the hell without showing the fear. We implode what you holding so dear. Explosion is flow to your ears. Fractals on fractals of focus so clear. Dying so well that my living is weird. But you feeling is weird. But you feeling is here. Cause the truth is the truth, nigga. No matter what you call fact. And the fact of the matter is, I'm certain mad on these tracks. Controlling the frequency as I vibrate so geniusly. It's just the free in me. Or maybe these shrooms gave birth to my truth through this womb. That's why I be getting high in my London fog. Popping shrooms, rolling line in my London fog. That's why I be getting high in my London fog. My London fog. Fucking London fog.
But it appears that the ancients were interested in the study of how to discriminate and discern which were the good angles coming in and which were the bad angles. In astrology, in astrology there are angles or angels, and the language of angels is astrology.
Yo, everything came from black, so we can put a halt to the races. The issue is awakening the mass population for removal of the faces. See, what you seeing is a matrix, so what you seeing is a womb with a full spectrum, bringing life when the ray hit. I can hear it like I'm hearing what my name is. I can feel it even running through my veins in. They made a maze for amazement. I took a prison and I turned it to a playpen. I am Christ in the flesh, fire in a fire-based body, pouring water on the earth when I air. It's all inside of me, what shall I ever compare? It's all surrounding me, what shall I ever draw near? They want me drowning, but fire and water put me in the air. All in that ether it gather as soon as I think and imagine it. They want me dead when I spit on this bitch, niggas rise up like Lazarus. That's fucking supreme, I'm programming dream while they talking that fabric. I will call audacious, revealing the faces on all of your savages. That's why I be getting high in my London fog. Popping shrooms, rolling lie in my London fog. That's why I be getting high in my London fog. Yeah, my London fog. Yeah, fucking London fog.
You know, if you do the discipline to get your aura into a geometry where the pine cones can kiss, which means you need to avoid electrosmog. Basically, the electrical definition of sacred space is the only place where your aura can unpack. And it's correct to call that the awakening, because it's literally the further and further propagation of your field according to the laws of phase conjugation.
Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4-5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Taste the color, seeing sound with a crystalline. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots to this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really trying to ride, step into the yeah, I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism, projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood, showing what's really good. The feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings move and watch reality explode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal.
Everything paranormal.
If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the
Door, you can be immortal. If you really trying to ride, step into the portal. That's our theme music. Every good heroes should have some. What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome back to Paranormal Hood Live. We in the Garden of Knowledge Studios. It's Jiggy.
This is Smoke King.
Hi. We're back. And I'm back. And I missed you guys last week. But, you know, it's been a couple of times this summer. One, I actually had to miss a show because I was on a flight to Cali. And then this show, last week, I was still kind of able to be a part of it. But I wasn't able to be here, but it was for a good reason, man. I got to have a really, really cool experience. Spent some time with the Chip Team family in Orlando. Shout out to our host, Mr. Willie Michael. It was an extraordinary weekend, that's all I got to say. And Jiggy got some milestones. Now, you know, for folks who know, I've talked a lot about the brain surgery and blah, 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 and getting shot in the leg and the blah, blah, blah. You've all heard all the stories, blah, blah, blah. If you haven't, stick around one day, I'll tell them again. But just start right now. But anyway, so since then, there's been a lot of limitations. Also being the fact that I was probably almost 100 pounds heavier even a year ago and for many years, and even at the point when I was 415 pounds. There was a lot of limitations of things that I could not do. One, after getting shot and having all the fucking surgeries and issues with my right leg. And then having brain surgery and stuff. So, you know, even flying was like, for a time I couldn't fly. And then when I was able to fly, I have a fucking dream the night before I get on a plane that I'm standing on the fucking tarmac at Logan and the fucking planes are just falling off the sky. And before I wake up, one plane is like an inch away from my face. Shit like that, but I still flew. I love flying. But anyway, so there are a lot of limitations. So I love roller coasters. I've loved roller coasters my whole life. I have a weird fear of heights, but I've never had a fear of a roller coaster. There's not been a roller coaster that I've seen that, and I know they got some extremely crazy ones now, so don't get me wrong. There's some I just might not do at this point because they're just so extreme. I can just see a million ways for me to fucking die. But especially the old school roller coasters, wooden ones and shit. Always love roller coasters. But with limitations for years, Jiggy couldn't go on roller coasters. So part of the extremely cool fucking VIP tour we had, we were able to go on these rides, VIP style, no line, no waiting and shit. And the roller coaster was there. So I got to tell you, because I'll get into the whole story, but I just want to get there because it was just that was a cool thing for me. It was a cool milestone for me. So Jiggy got on the roller coaster, no hesitation. The roller coaster was cool as shit, but it made my eyes water and shit. And it rattled the fuck out of my brain. I have not had my brain rattled like that since the shit that happened with my brain. So kind of had to shake it around again and put it back together. But it was fucking
love
awesome.
roller coasters.
Oh, I do too. Like, and it was actually a second roller coaster experience too, because we got to experience like this the way that Universal set up. It's called the Haunted Horror Nights, I believe, and I'm paraphrasing and trying to remember all this shit that's compacted in there from a fucking long weekend where I didn't get a lot of sleep and shit like that. Had to doing my thing. Doing work at the same time too. It's like called the Haunted Horror Nights, and they go out of their way. Like literally, you're walking down these streets. They're all themed. They have like a Chucky theme. They have the clown. They're movie themed. So it was what is it? Alien Clowns from Outer Space. I think it's the movie. Isn't that's the name of it?
No, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Thank you. So like you're walking down these smoky fucking streets, and literally you can't tell who's what and what's who. Like, there's people all around you. They can just be standing there with their back to you, and you walk by, like, boo, and shit like that. Ah! And chainsaws and all this type of crazy shit. It's fucking awesome. And then we got the complete tour of all their fucking haunted houses they have set up. Yeah, I love haunted houses. And for me, walking through there and trying to keep watch on everybody, I'm in the back most times, just trying to keep watching everybody. These motherfuckers is jumping out of every corner you could think of. Boo! And all this type of crazy shit. You get mist and water dripping on you. Like, you're getting this crazy-ass experience. That shit don't scare me. Ain't there one of them things that I jump for, boo, tackle, cackle, nothing. The irony of it, which I had to point out to the group later, was the young lady who was not with us behind me who kept grabbing me. To the point where the last time she grabbed me, she thrust her arms around me, screaming in Spanish. And I'm looking back, and she's with 4 dudes who were screaming in Spanish, too. So I guess I really couldn't be that offended that she was like, fuck it. I guess the only real motherfucking man in front of is in front of me, not these 4 clowns I'm with who are fucking screaming and shit like little schoolgirls. It was fucking hilarious to see, though, but... Yep. Yeah, Mike, you were there, but yeah, so... Walking through those haunted houses and stuff, they go out of their way. It's a cool experience, and I think, yeah, Kyle. Shout out to Kyle, because we had a personal tour guide, so we got explanations on everything. We got to see, you know, it was just an awesome experience to the point where we literally walked by, like, these fucking 2 Seattle Seahawk brothers that were there. I don't know if they were playing down that way or they just decided to take a vacation like that, but they were down there, chilling, so it was a cool experience. And like I said, the roller coaster. Then there's a Transformer roller coaster. The Transformer shit is cool because it's 3D. And when you go into this thing, it's dark as fuck. But everything is 3D. So you're in the middle of this shit. So like the car feels like a car. And you're the car, the Transformer, it transforms. And it's roaming and hitting things and slowing down and jumping off buildings. And this shit is insane. I'm talking about my trip to Universal Studios last weekend. Because I've been to Disney. I've been to Epcot, but as a kid, I liked Disney. I didn't like Epcot. Epcot was boring to me. Maybe it's cool now. I don't know if they've changed it, but I remember it being really boring. It was like going to school and shit. Like, it was all educational, you know, and shit like that.
That's what it is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It just wasn't. I was like, I didn't come down here to go to school. I came down here to fucking party with Mickey Mouse.
Well, it's supposed to be like fun fucking learning.
Well, it wasn't fun learning. No, I'm just saying, all right. Sorry. Maybe at the time I went to Epcot when it was built, I think it was built in my lifetime, too. Well, all of it was built in my lifetime, I think, but... That I was older too. I was like a teenager, so Epcot wasn't really. I was a preteen, whatever the fuck it was. I don't know, but yeah. So I never had the Universal experience. So to have it this way, and the group of people I went there, everybody was cool. Shout out to Mike too, because I got my blinkety blink drinkety drink glass, which came with a Long Island iced tea. But yes, just a dope experience. I don't know how to tell you the whole weekend's experience. I didn't trip at all because I'm security, and that's what I was doing. I was driving and making sure everybody's taken care of. So I didn't trip, but there was some weed smoke. And you know, I got to tell you, one of the things that has let me down in all this traveling I've done this summer is that when I get high and I have that kind of moment, quiet moment to myself, and on this particular night, one of the particular nights, it was kind of by the pool, and just sitting there chilling and looking at the stars and shit. And the stars are incredible because we're away from the city. There's not a whole lot of lights and shit. We're in Florida. Is that I'm looking for the aliens. The aliens, the UFOs, nothing. Like when I used to sit on my porch and I would talk to like the sky and make requests and stuff, sometimes I'd get a fucking shooting star and everything right on time. But the aliens just ain't showing up, man. They just don't do a drive-by, a fly-by.
They know you're looking for them. They're not there, you know, when you're looking.
But I know they're looking for us, too,
when you're looking, you're not going to find them. But when you're not looking, that's like, oh, fuck, shit, let me get my phone up. Damn, it's gone.
Well, I mean, that is what happens. But
that's usually how it happens.
But they looking for us, too. I keep saying, if they're looking for some cool motherfuckers, they can come down and chill and be like, yo, what really goes on around here, man? Let me talk to some level-headed, rational people, you know, some light workers, some cool people. Maybe smoke some weed. Maybe they'll bring some alien weed or some shit we ain't never had before and chop it up instead rather that take me to your leader bullshit. It's like, don't go to the fucking leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come and talk to the people. Come and talk to the cool people. Bigfoot, all of them. I keep saying it over and over again. We ain't, you know, we cool as fuck. I don't want to kill Bigfoot. I just want to talk to Bigfoot. Chill, smoke a blunt with him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If he's into mushrooms, maybe Bigfoot eats mushrooms. Trip with him and shit. He can show me, explain some other stuff. Bigfoot might be a shaman. That might be what it is. Bigfoot might just be a shaman teacher that comes around sometime, delves out some mushrooms, some cool
Shapeshifter.
people. Right? And just, yeah, maybe he's a shapeshifter. Turns into a shaman, does some mushrooms, some people, explains the universe, gives them some cool knowledge, and just moves on. And then comes back every now and does that. Maybe that's Bigfoot's like thing, like likes to come to Earth and show where the mushrooms really came from and what, you know, the universe is about and everything. Just saying, we gotta think outside the box. I think Bigfoot has been put into a box. Like there's just like this box of Bigfoot. That Bigfoot is just this big, hairy creature. And there was a lot of talk for a while that Bigfoot was intelligent, that Bigfoot was probably smart, could read your mind and communicated telepathically. But now it's just all the stories are, oh, Bigfoot runs, or I see Bigfoot and Bigfoot's high stepping it away, or Bigfoot's got kids and
Oh,
grabbing
that's
and running.
smart. He's fucking smart.
Yeah,
Dumb
I mean,
animal
stay
would
away
just
from
sit there and be like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? Like a deer. Deer just stops. Just stands there, looks at you, fucking headlights, lights and shit. Hey, what's up?
That's pretty.
What's this? Wow.
But that could be like a like how psychedelics for us. That could be like a psychedelic trip for a deer. Like
Even
headlights.
like squirrels and shit will stop and look at you and stare at you and shit until you get close enough to them.
No, but I have a theory that squirrels are like smarter than we think, and that sometimes
smart as
squirrels
fuck,
like to
dude,
commit
when you walk.
suicide though, because squirrels run the fucking cross in front of cars for like no fucking reason. Like they'll come down a tree, they'll go out of their way to run down that tree to run in front of that car. Maybe they don't like being squirrels.
All the fucking chemicals in the fucking water and everything and
They
shit
bring
like
up
that fucking them up and shit.
Chemtrails and stuff. They're like, fuck it, we went off this rock.
Fucking, I'm out.
Where's the nearest car? No, I'm leaving, Ted. I'm sorry. Goodbye, Ted. You can still do your
You can
thing.
you're gonna have all these fucking acorns I stored up for the winter.
You're
I'm
good.
out.
You're double good now.
Just be careful, they're fucking GMO, man. I'm sorry. I can't find any of them good organic acorns anymore.
They won't let me in Whole Foods. They kick me out every time I try to go in and get them. Sorry, I feel bad for the squirrels. I don't know, I just feel like squirrel. But anyways, yeah, Bigfoot's been put in a box. So we're going to let Bigfoot out the box. Start thinking outside the box where Bigfoot is. I say Bigfoot's under the water somewhere, which is very smart. That Bigfoot could probably breathe underwater too. That's why Bigfoot disappears so quick. There's a lot of theories out there. But yeah, so back to the whole thing. I don't know why the alien. One day they'll fly by. They'll do a drive by, whatever again. I've seen this. I've seen a couple UFOs. I have UFO sightings, so they'll hook me up. I just want it to be something spectacularly cool. I don't care if I'm on.
Every time I've seen a UFO, it's when I'm not looking for it, and I'm like, "Fuck, shit, where's?" You know what I mean? And you can't, or it was when nobody had cell phones and shit. But every time I've ever looked for UFOs, where I'm just sat there and I'm just literally looking at the sky for fucking hours, scanning the sky. No, nothing.
Nothing at all. But I mean, I have a video of the UFO. I don't know what the fuck. It could have been a drone back then. Them testing the drones and just putting it above the airport for whatever reason. Because it wasn't no damn helicopter. But who knows? But one day I'll get a flyby. Even Cali, like I'm out there, all them stars and shit is dark. I'm smoking weed and I'm chilling on the porch of the hotel. And it's just like, this is a perfect time. Like just fly by. I don't even tell nobody. Like if they like tell me in here, like don't say anything, like I'll just be like, cool, all right, I'll keep it to myself. Bigfoot, I could have a conversation with Bigfoot. Bigfoot's like, listen, after we have this conversation, I don't want to have to, use a little device or whatever and make you forget. Just don't tell nobody. Keep it amongst yourself. And maybe before you die, you can write about it and tell the stories. Because Bigfoot communicated with somebody at some point. They had stories of chilling with Bigfoot, talking to Bigfoot. Bigfoot would come around. Then all of a sudden, Bigfoot was just like, fuck these people. Like, y'all are just savages. I don't want nothing to do with you people. I see what y'all do. I see how you slaughtered my native friends and shit. Like, why would I come and chill and talk to you people? Like, y'all are just savages. Like, you call them savages, do savage shit. So I'm not going to talk to you. I'm just going to keep high-stepping. And then Bigfoot probably used to like certain products we had, like old school Coca-Cola and stuff like that. Even like McDonald's, and McDonald's is still just a burger that they put on a fucking grill and then put in a fucking
He wouldn't
bun
like a
and stuff.
burger, man. We know.
Back then he might have. I don't know. Maybe like to cook. Maybe just
He
thought
liked the
some of
French
stuff he did.
fries because
The
they're
French fries.
real potatoes back then.
Back then, yeah. Now we don't know the fuck they are. But that's fine.
They're real potatoes. They're just fucking full of chemicals and shit.
Who knows? Maybe it's beer. Maybe Bigfoot likes beer. Or it could just be weed. We may have a straight, like, there might be certain weed that's only on this planet that Bigfoot comes here to smoke. And just harvests that stuff. That's why Bigfoot's always out in the woods looking for weed and mushrooms or whatever. Then harvest that shit and takes it back to their planet. Or their dimension or their little hiding place here. Maybe it's just something doesn't grow where they're from. Maybe Middle Earth can't grow it either. Maybe Bigfoot's in Middle Earth. Just saying, anything's possible. Now, that's why I take time to, because I got a lot of swag when I was in some nice pictures from when we journey. I don't know if you how well you can how well can see that. I'm taking closer. I'm not getting up, but there was some dope pictures by Dougie Doug Doug. Got some stickers and stuff. Like I said, Triple Wing was an awesome time, and Orlando was an awesome time, and I conquered some fears hitting those roller coasters, and I wasn't any fears walking through the haunted houses or walking down that street. It was cool, you know, just not scary. I'm just prepared. It's kind of what I do. So, I mean, I don't. Do you ever been to a haunted house? If I was investigating and walking through a house and some shit did that, you're getting punched in the face. Because if you're a human being, flesh and blood, you shouldn't be fucking jumping out at me when I'm investigating anyway. It's not going to be fucking funny. So you're going to get knocked the fuck out. And if you're a ghost, whatever, and my hand just kind of passed through you, then it's cool. I'll be like, okay, so what are you upset about? Like, what's the problem? I'm not going to run. Like, where the fuck are you going to run to?
Why are you haunting this place,
right, exactly.
motherfucker?
What's good? Like, why don't you want me here? Like, what am I going to do? Run? Something that can pass through.
You're going to hit a ghost just if it appears in a place that it's...
No, you didn't hear what I said. If my hand passes through. Right, a non-physical form. If I hit a human being, that's going to be something different. But if my hand would pass to a non-physical form, and it became like a miss, first I'd apologize, like, yo, my B, you know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to be aggressive. You know, you startled me, but, you know.
You need to apologize first.
Oh, yeah, I need to apologize. Right. You know, my B, you know, so I'm going to apologize, you know, and be like, listen, my B, you know, it's just kind of a natural reaction. You know, I'm still in a physical form. You're not. You know, so what's good, like, what you're upset about and stuff. Like, I run. Like, what am I going to run for? You know, what am I gonna go do? You know, I'm just saying. If it's some crazy shit.
Who says they're upset?
I don't know. If they booing and jumping out at you and shit, something might be wrong.
I don't think they ever jump out at you.
How do you not know? That's what Casper and them used to do. Like, boo. That's what Casper and stuff they used to do. Just jump out and scare you. Hasn't happened yet, but I'm just saying. Other than that physical thing, I'm not really concerned with. But you just get knocked the fuck out, probably lose some teeth or something, get your jaw broken, whatever, jumping out at me in a haunted place. But that's when you got to scared too, because you never know what, especially like if we've been in some abandoned properties and stuff, and we do some urban exploration, so you never know. Could be squatters in there, could just be some kids in there partying, whatever. So you also have to be kind of cognizant of that stuff, and you know, never know what could be around the next corner. That's what's supposed to be the scary part of investigating. You never know what's around that next corner. Bum, bum, bum. You take a left or you take a right. Sorry. What'd you say? Nothing.
Alright, speaking of ghosts, let's find out what we were talking about at the beginning before the news.
Okay.
Who invented the bedsheet ghost?
The KKK. Well, we got all these extra sheets. Might as well cut, and it got holes in the faces anyways, right up there at top. So might as well let the kids run around and play ghosts. I don't know what kind of accent that there was. I was trying to get one of them there hillbilly voices. I don't know if it was any, my English accent. I need to get my English accent rated from earlier when I was doing the news.
Alright. There is perhaps no Halloween costume more cliche than the easy-peasy bedsheet ghost, the most primitive of what can be fashioned with nothing but white linens and scissors for eye holes. We've seen it worn by characters like Charlie Brown, Michael Myers, and SpongeBob SquarePants, who was chagrined to be mistaken for a haunted mattress. Prompting him to shave down to his rectangular body corners. Body corners. But if pop culture has solidified our image of this DIY specter as a go-to trick-or-treating get-up, then it begs the question, how the heck did we decide that ghosts look like walking sheets? And does anyone actually wear this on Halloween? Ghosts in popular culture haven't always looked like bedding. In Shakespeare times, the ghost of Hamlet's father famously wore body armor, presumably to evoke 14th century Denmark for Elizabethan era audiences. In Charles Dickens' classic novel A Christmas Carol, the ghost of Ebenezer Scrooge's business partner Jacob Marley wore the clothes he wore during his lifetime, complete with a set of chains. Even dramatic depictions of modern-day ghosts are more likely to look like people than laundry. See Dr. Crow in The Sixth Sense, or Susie in The Lovely Bones. But representations of ghosts in street clothes, even those of centuries ago, Scandinavia presented a few logistical challenges for the artist. Namely, how do you make sure audiences can tell the difference between living characters and dead ones? And how do you get the ghost costume to stop all that noisy creaking? Thus, the image of the bedsheet ghost became more popular as a sort of expository workaround employed by directors and illustrators. Instead of the clothes that they died in, more and more ghosts began popping up in their burial shrouds, which look an awful lot like 21st century sheets. Throughout the 19th century and the 20th century, the cloudy and billowy aesthetics we tend to associate with specters dominated popular ghost stories. Halloween, as we know today, finds its roots in turn-of-the-century America, where... No, it doesn't find its roots there. As we know today, it does, but yeah. Where folk traditions imported from multiple European countries begin to intermingle within immigrant communities. Given the major flux of Irish arrivals in wake of the mid-19th century potato famine, it is no surprise that Halloween borrows heavily from the Celtic paganism, included nods to spirits of ancestral dead, costumes, and a neighborly ritual that would eventually become trick-or-treating. That's kind of... yeah. Early Halloween costumes tend to be simple, spooky, and cheap, which naturally led to bedsheet ghosts. Halloween's earliest years thus became the costume's heyday. The 1916 children's book Halloween at Maryvale includes an illustration of several young spooks at a Halloween party. And Norman Rockwell drew a little girl in bed sheets.
Sorry.
I know.
We know how that word was used. That's what's so funny about it.
There's... Remember, words have other meanings besides the other meanings and stuff.
What are you spooks doing?
And Norman Rockwell drew a little girl in a bedsheet alongside her faux frightened grandpa on a 1920 cover of the Saturday Evening Post. The trend continued into the early years of the Great Depression. Photographer Phyllis Galembo's photo series of historic Halloween costumes chronicled in the book Dress for Thrills, 100 Years of Halloween Costumes and Masquerade, include a homemade pillowcase ghost mask from the 1930s. But if the gradual cultural shift towards envisioning haunted and not only children celebrating a new holiday. In this book, Haunted Social History of Ghosts, Owen Davies noticed that the increasing visibility of such aesthetic convention gave rise to a scourge of bedsheet-wearing ghost impersonators in the 18th and 19th century London. They were most commonly perpetrated in urban areas where the sheets and churchyards, even at night, provided a large and captive audience. In 1761, residents around Westminster Abbey and St. George's Churchyard, Millbank, got up a subscription of five genuines as a reward for any person or persons that captured a ghost impersonator that was terrorizing the neighborhood and frightening the weak-minded. You went to jail for frightening the weak-minded. The servant of a local gentleman was duly caught wrapped in a white sheet with the corners hanging over his head. One night in April 1804, a ghost was pursued through the streets around St. Paul's Churchyard, London, until it found itself cornered rather fittingly in a dead end. It turned out to be a man who had dressed in a white muslin robe and whitened his legs with chalk.
You bastard.
Davies goes on to describe decades of similar incidents, concluding that most ghost pranksters did it simply to spook locals for kicks, although an insidious few were allegedly trying to frighten people into fleeing their homes for purposes of burglary. Other adults had reasons to pass themselves off as ghosts as well. Beginning in the mid-19th century, the United States and the United Kingdom experienced a rise in the practice of spiritualism, largely associated with beliefs in mediums and communicating during with the afterlife. Lisa Morton, author of Trick or Treat, A History of Halloween and the Halloween Encyclopedia, believes the popularity of spiritualism not only made the public more amenable to ghost sightings, but also gave hack mediums an incentive to prove their credibility by channeling ghosts. It was a big deal if they could, quote unquote, materialize a spirit, and they could often do this by rigging up a sheet.
I think they should have an adult time for trick or treating. Like, say, like when the kids go to bed, like for another
Like
hour
The Purge?
till like midnight. Like the fucking Purge. No, I'm just talking about, you know, adults like to have costumes. They go to costume parties and stuff, but just say like for like another hour, there's certain houses turn on a certain light, so you know that they're like fucking, you know, for adults who are in costume, you can get candy there and shit. That'd be kind of fucking cool. No? No? You wouldn't want to wear a costume and go trick-or-treating yourself? Wow. Okay. Fucking kill my fun. You get everybody. I'm just saying, we shouldn't have to grow up. We should be able to partake. I think it'd be awesome to be able to put on a fucking costume. You know what I'm saying? Walk out. I know someone's cool. They're friendly. You're like, oh, that's a nice costume. You spend some time on that costume. Here's some candy. I'd give some candy to somebody who came, oh, shit, that's a cool costume. Here's some candy. Sometimes the adults dressed up with the kids. You don't see anyone say to the adults, hey, come get some candy.
Yeah, I'm not really wanting the candy that people be handing out, so.
Right, well, let's just say in a perfect world, it was all organic candy and stuff like that. It was
I seen a new thing, though, which is cool. I think it's paint. You paint a pumpkin teal if you have allergy-free stuff at the house. I think it's teal pumpkin, and there was something else where it's like healthy snacks or something. I forget what color or what you do so that people know that they're giving out healthier snacks.
Get pumpkin colors and shit down pat. Okay.
Yeah, they gotta have ways so people know and the parents know that they're giving out. I forgot what the one for the healthy was, but I see the teal paint because I know that one's you paint the pumpkin teal.
Okay, so in a perfect world, if they were giving out stuff for
that'd
adults,
be cool, you know what I mean?
Right,
but they still have, but that's why they have adult Halloween parties after the kids
But
go
you
to
can't
bed.
go to a
And you
party,
go
though.
to a
I'm just saying, you can't
Halloween
always
party
go to a
where there's
party.
candy and fucking adult fucking shit there.
Adult shit. The stuff you can't give out when the kids are awesome. You spent all day working on to go out with your kid. That your kid was like, cool, you know, me and Daddy are Batman and Robin or whatever. Just saying, I think it'd be awesome. I'd give out candy. I might even dress up for it. I always say every year I'm gonna dress up. It's been what the fuck was the last costume? Never mind. But yeah, I didn't like that costume. See, you ever go to the studio all the time? Y'all don't even realize that. For Halloween, how special is that? That's the irony though. So sheets. Now we got the origin of sheets. Thank you for the origin of sheets and giving some of the origin of Halloween. And now it's a whole different thing. It's a whole nother level. Halloween's boring now though, but even the Halloween parties aren't like they used to be. Like, you used to have cool ass like big parties. They have that castle down there where I grew up in the South End, and it's on Columbus Avenue. And I always thought that they should have like a cool old, just a Halloween dress up, like, you know, everybody come properly dressed up, and
or on Castle Island.
Castle Island, you get out there and do the Thriller dance and stuff.
Fucking old fucking fort.
No, I mean they used to have those. You don't know it might be freezing. We've had snow on Halloween, but we've had warm Halloweens before.
That's
I don't know
why you have fucking big ass bonfires going and shit.
I don't know if they let you have bonfires in Castle Island though.
Oh, it's going down, dude.
What's gonna happen? Let me know how that works out for you. Don't think I'll be there for that one.
After Backyard Con, it's gonna be fucking Castle Island Con.
Wait, what is that shit called where people just randomly gather and start dancing? That was like a trend for a minute. What the hell was that shit called? Anybody in the chat even help?
I forgot what the fuck they were.
They would just randomly start dancing places and shit, like something like that. Like I'm sure they probably did it. Mob dancing, flash mobs. Yeah, flash mobs. Thank you. Like, and just fucking go all Thriller and shit. Everybody in like serious like costumes and everything. Someone looks like Mike and stuff. They probably did it.
They've done it. And
they probably did
it. They do shit like that.
But I mean, like a legit
Wait,
party.
You gotta fucking get clues and shit and figure out where the fuck the party is, so nobody knows fucking, you know. Only the right people show up to the party and shit, and you're running around the fucking all night and fucking like scavenge hunt in your costume and shit.
And yeah, I like my candy too, babe. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen.
I eat candy too, but I ain't eating all that chemical filled bullshit that they be giving out on Halloween. Fuck that shit.
That's right.
Shit'll fucking kill you. That's what I mean.
I still do though. I'm not fully committed to everything, but yeah, I still kind of do. Don't tell Smoking he can't have me.
Oh, I know you eat all that bullshit.
Huh?
Yeah. I know you eat it all.
I don't eat meat. There's a lot of things
I mean, if they're gonna be giving out shit to kids and stuff, we should be giving them out some fucking healthy shit, giving them good shit or whatever, or fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, here, fucking let me poison your kids for you today.
Shit, they used to give out like fucking caramel apples.
You go read the shit that's on the fucking, all the candy that's given out for fucking, and all that, the 90% of it all now says it's made with genetically modified fucking ingredients and shit like that. Like Sweet Tarts and fucking Smarties and shit, and the lollipops and shit, those Dum Dum Pops and shit. All that shit, and then Kit Kats.
In a perfect world, we'll get there.
Well, no, that's the cool thing. A lot of people do, actually. Last year when we went, a lot of people are starting to get about, you know, the healthier options and or the candy that isn't full of chemicals and shit, and artificials and shit.
More readily available and stuff, too, so the shift is happening. And in a perfect world, like I said...
You know, but see, the thing is, as long as people keep on eating that other shit, they're gonna keep on making it and put it out there.
But let's be real. Even as kids, nobody wanted to get fruit and stuff. The other people get fruit.
Saying,
like, remember that shit? And the other kids would tell, well, you other kids would tell you, don't go to the house, man. They're giving out like apples and oranges and shit.
Yeah, no, I ain't saying.
Don't go to the house. They're giving out raisins.
Be giving out like all fruit
like
and
raisins.
Shit, but you don't have to be giving kids shit that's literally, if you read the fucking ingredients on a Kit Kat or.
But do you remember? I'm just saying, people's idea of healthy shit was either gonna give you fruit or like raisins or like dry. Like you're like, I'm not gonna like you like go there and give that to your grandma. Like, oh grandma, look, I got some shit. So not shit, but stuff you might like. Like, I'm not gonna eat this. You better eat those. I hate raisins. To this day, I hate raisins. I have no problems with other kind of dry fruit. I just hate raisins. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my last life, maybe I choked on a raisin or some shit and died. Maybe like I worked in like a Raisin Bran factory and a whole bunch of fucking raisins dropped on top of me and smothered me or something. But I hate raisins. But I'll tell a good story with my hate of raisins, okay, in my lifetime. So next door to me growing up, there was a woman who used to make me oatmeal raisin cookies every year on my birthday. And I always ate them. And there was a point where she had Alzheimer's, but she still, to the time she died, on my birthday, even with Alzheimer's, remembered to make those cookies. So I always enjoyed them.
You entered her life at a later stage in her life, so she remembered you.
Yeah.
They start to forget people that they've known longer.
Although I still had that fucking crazy experience one time at Feline's.
See, here's the thing, though, with the trick-or-treating and the Halloween and all that stuff. It's all in how you raise, too, because, yeah, AJ would be happy when he gets the candy and stuff, but I'll also be happy. He'd be happy as fuck if he got, like a fucking Cliff Bar or something that's good, you know, for him or something like that. Or, you know, he'd probably even be happy that he got an apple and shit like that. But, like, you know, because we'd be like, oh, cool, like, you got an apple or whatever and shit. Make sure it's got an organic sticker on it and shit. Well, we make sure, yeah, you know what I mean? But, you know, things like that, it's harder to give out.
You was getting that shit, I was like, yeah, no.
You know what I mean? So it's also in how, but that's how,
got the good shit.
That's how it was and how you
listen,
raised
even Sweet Tarts and all that type of stuff, you was going for like the chocolate. Like when you was a kid, you knew you was on a hunt for certain things. Baby Ruth, Snickers.
Oh, you always went to the house where they handed out the big candy bars and not the little shit, dude.
Exactly. So you had to understand how to maneuver your neighborhood. And shit. Got to know what was going on and maneuver how to trick or treat. You know what I'm saying? It became an art too. Trick or treating is an art. I don't think it is anymore because I've seen how like you just like there's just a plethora of so much shit now because people. If there's not a million houses anymore either. Although some neighborhoods, like where we went last year, you know, they kind of go above and beyond. It was like even a minty haunted house.
Like maybe two.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like Christmas is like everything else. That's why I always say, even that house I passed, now they have their Halloween lights up, but they keep their Christmas lights up till like September sometime. And I always think that in their mindset, they do that because every day's Christmas.
Dude, my Christmas lights still up. They might even be
because
on
turn them on every day. It'll be on every day. It's the spirit, though. They're up. They're ghost lights. See, they work. The ghosts see them. They work for the ghost. They know what they're doing. Have a little faith. Just saying.
All right. Speaking of ghosts, want to hear the top 10 supposedly true ghost stories from the supposedly most haunted places in the world?
Yes, let's hear the most.
Alright. I don't know if this is in order of 10 to number 1 or number 1 to number 10, but we'll just read them off here. So, Kiselevo, Serbia. This remote village is home to less than 800 inhabitants and one spooky vampire story. In 1725, a resident named Petar Plogovich passed away. And in the next 8 days, 9 deaths occurred. The 9 who died had said on their deathbeds that they had been throttled by Plogowitz's corpse. Priests and officials flocked to Serbia to investigate, and roughly 40 days after Plogowitz had expired, they exhumed his grave. Strangely, his beard and nails still seemed to be growing, and there were signs of new skin. When a stake was plunged into his body, it was reported that fresh blood spurted from his ears and mouth, and a horrible scream arose, and his skin turned black. At that point, the murders ceased. Some call him the first vampire, which may be more chilling than any other true ghost stories. Here are more vampire legends that are actually true.
There is a secret song at the center of the world.
The next one, Forbidden City in China.
Uh-oh.
These guys might get in trouble for even writing this shit. Bunch of ninjas show up outside your door, you know you fucked up.
Uh-oh.
Shit. Anyway, the beautiful, sprawling Forbidden City in Beijing, made up of 980 buildings on 180 acres, is one of China's best-known landmarks. Also one of his fucking best-kept secrets. Many true ghost stories have also come from within its walls. From the 15th century through the early 20th century, the Chinese emperor lived there, but now it's rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of concubines. In 1421, Emperor Yongle ordered nearly 3,000 ladies-in-waiting associated with his harem, all of whom lived in the Forbidden City, to be slaughtered because he thought that a beloved concubine had been poisoned. He spared some of his favorites in the harem, but on the day of his funeral, 16 were hung with nooses of white silk. Today in the Forbidden City, a lady with black hair has been seen running from a ghostly soldier. Sounds of screaming and weeping and sword fighting have been heard, and specters of dead bodies, pools of blood, and pieces of white silk have been glimpsed. The Forbidden City is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is open to the public now, although it closes before nightfall.
You can hear that.
All right. Glamis Castle in Scotland. This castle was first built in the 14th century. It's where the Queen Mother, the late mother to Queen Elizabeth II, grew up. It's also said to be populated by a bevy of ghosts, including the Grey Lady, or the Lady of Glamis, otherwise known as Lady Janet Douglas, accused of murdering her husband by poisoning him and using witchcraft to take down King James V of Scotland. The Grey Lady was burned at the stake in 1537 in Edinburgh. Her ghost is said to run up the stairs in the clock tower, leaving a trail of ash in her wake. A woman with no tongue has been seen roaming the park around the castle, and the ghost of an 18th century boy servant who had been terribly mistreated is said to haunt a seat near the door of the Queen's bedroom. The most famous ghost is Earl Beardy, or the Earl of Crawford. This noble visited the castle in the 15th century, and one night he got drunk and demanded that someone play cards with him. If no one would, Earl declared he would play the devil himself. A mysterious hooded man dressed in black showed up at the Glamis and offered to play. By the next morning, the Earl had vanished, and visitors of the castle have reported hearing swearing, loud voices, dice clanking, and glasses. Learning about the other royal ghosts that still haunt Great Britain today.
There's ghosts everywhere.
Cumea Archaeological Park in Italy. Located on the southwestern coast of Italy and settled in the 8th century BC. Before Cumea was the first Greek colony on the Italian mainland. It is best known for being the seat of the Cumaean Sibyl, or prophetess. In the Aegean, Aeneas went to see Sibyl before he entered the underworld. A passage to hell is located nearby. The site has seen much bloodshed. In the 1st century, several brutal battles in the Gothic War took place there, and during World War II, German soldiers used part of it as a bunker and gun emplacement. Modern-day visitors can traverse the dark, womb-like tunnels and try their luck at consulting the Sibyl for guidance. But you didn't say there's any actual ghosts in that one. All right, Monte Cristo Homestead in Australia. Said to be Australia's most haunted house, this isolated residence was built on a hillside in New South Wales in 1884 by farmer Christopher Crawley. After he died in 1920, his wife Elizabeth became a Bible-immersed recluse, leaving the house only twice before she passed away. Her ghost is thought to walk the rooms, and visitors report feeling an ice-cold chill when she shows up, sometimes holding a silver cross. She has quite a bit of company, including these spirits: a maid who had plunged to her death from a balcony in the house, a stable boy who was burned to death by his master, and the mentally disabled man who was chained in the caretaker's cottage for 40 years. Naturally, the latter ghost makes his presence felt by clanking his chains. Here are 13 more ghost stories to share over the campfire. No, I think I want to maybe click a link there. All right, never mind. So we'll continue on this 10 ones. Eastern State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia's Eastern State Penitentiary was home to some of the country's most notorious criminals, and 150 years ago, the punishments themselves were enough to give you chills. Not only was it one of the first prisons to institute solitary confinement, which led to insanity, but prisoners were also left wet in the cold until ice formed on their bodies, or given an iron gag that made their tongues bleed. In the 1990s, a locksmith was helping restore a cell when he says a negative energy overcame him and left him temporarily paralyzed before he saw visions of faces appear on the wall. Since then, countless other true ghost stories have emerged. How are they true? From visitors who have reported seeing shadowy figures and hearing eerie giggles, whispers, and wails. But how are they true? Just because somebody said, I heard something giggling.
It's true, man. It's true.
All right, cool. Yeah.
You said it was true. It's true.
The Stanley Hotel in Colorado. Nestled in the Rocky Mountains, the Stanley Hotel would seem like a romantic getaway with breathtaking views if it didn't also have a reputation for true ghost stories that inspired The Shining. In 1911, a housekeeper lit a candle in the room and it had a gas leak causing an explosion that destroyed a tenth of the hotel. That's not bad. I mean, she probably died and stuff. I mean, but a tenth of the hotel was destroyed. I mean, that's pretty lucky in a gas explosion in a hotel and stuff. You know what I mean? The whole place could have been fucking leveled. Anyway, caused an explosion that destroyed a tenth of the hotel. The woman lived, but the guests claim her spirit has unpacked their beds or done their sheets around them while they were sleeping. Others hear piano music without a player and children's footsteps on the floor that was once used for childcare. In 2017, a man on a ghost tour supposedly captured 2 little girls on film, despite there being no young girls in the room. I guess. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, did any? It's
true.
Did any of those kids die in that child care center that was on the second floor of that fucking place? You know what I mean? But
the spirits of
they was like, oh yeah, that was a happy time. Let me just go back there when I was a little kid, and I'm just gonna play with all these toys like when I was a little kid. That's what it doesn't make sense. So that's true.
It's true.
It's true.
These are 2 ghost stories. They wouldn't lie.
Rose Hall, Jamaica.
Lord of mercy.
According to local law, Annie Palmer, the wife of plantation owner John Palmer, had a dark streak beyond the black magic she practiced. In the 1800s, she murdered John, her second and third husbands, and numerous male slaves whom she'd taken as lovers. She finally met her match in a slave who also practiced magic and brought her to her demise, ending her killing spree. Although historians have cast doubt on the legitimacy of the story, Rose Hall visitors have claimed to come across the ghost of the White Witch. In the early 2000s, one medium visiting Rose Hall reportedly fell into a trance soon after arriving, and the ghost took over her body. You'll definitely want to check out the spookiest things ghost hunters have seen on the job at this place.
I'm just wondering when, like, you're gonna level up. If you're a medium, at some point you become like a large, then an extra large. I mean, do you get to a point where, like...
Did you start out as a small?
Right, well, yeah, it was just a small, extra small, extra
You started
medium.
like toddler, you know, you're saying
like,
toddlers, you know.
I just wonder why they stopped at medium.
Infants, mediums, I don't know.
Oh, you're the medium between. I went to the same hall that 300,000 other people went to, and I saw the same thing everybody else saw at that hall. Oh, sorry.
One night in 1477, a stately... Oh, wait, which one was this? Oh, yeah, Chateau de Versailles in France. One night in 1477, a stately castle in France became the site of a double murder. King Louis IX's half-sister, Charlotte de Vaux, was married to Jacques de Brise, who learned from a servant one night that his wife was in bed with another man upstairs. De Brise ran upstairs and killed both lovers with a sword, choosing to wear green, his late wife's favorite color, to the funeral instead of black. Since then, visitors have reported catching sight of a green lady haunting the halls in her signature color. Finally, the last one of the top 10 true ghost stories from the most haunted places in the world, according to this list. Please tell me this. Woodchester Mansion in England. Builders hard at work on Woodchester Mansion mysteriously abandoned the project in 1868, leaving tools behind and rooms unfinished. Today it's considered one of England's most haunted places, with rumors of floating coffins, headless horses, and feelings of intense deja vu. Staff claim they've felt their hair being pulled by phantom forces before their cameras mysteriously turned off. Don't miss these true ghost stories with logical explanations.
So wait, they're true ghost stories, but they have logical explanations. So they're logically true ghost stories, or you can logically explain that they're... Hey, I don't know. Did they debunk their own article? I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
Or maybe just bad wording. I don't know. Who knows? Hey.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't realize what they were saying.
Hey, whatever, man. Hey, it's Halloween time.
It's Halloween time.
Everybody probably sees everything. I still want to see the statistic. If anybody's good at stuff like that, check the statistic of how many people disappear around this time of year if it goes up. I'm just wondering if the aliens come down.
I think we did this
before. If the
before.
freaks and geeks. Yeah, we did, I think. We just check it every year. But the freaks and geeks. This is just something I've been saying for years, that if you were an alien, a vampire, a werewolf, a fairy, anything that was considered to be paranormal or abnormal, you wanted to blend in, what would be the one time of year you could do it? It'd be now. It's even in the beginning, when your mind isn't even set that it's close to Halloween, and you kind of start to see people with costumes, and they're going to costume parties and going with whatever reason, dressed up, and then you kind of get in that mindset, and little by little, it's like it's just normal, right? Wouldn't you just come and hang out? I'm telling you, all those years working all those clubs, I saw some extraordinary, and no disrespect, because I go to cons and festivals and stuff, so I see people who I see them take off their costumes and stuff. You know, they spent a hell of a lot of time and painstaking time making awesome costumes, but then there's costumes I've never seen someone come out of, whatever, and sometimes they don't even say shit, because, you know, they try to act, they're supposed to be playing the part. Well, how do I know I didn't see Predator or Alien or some of those other fucking characters? How do I know Kal-El wasn't really standing next to me? How do I know? How do I know when I sat next to Sam Cassell? That motherfucker's an alien. Again, this is your homework. Anybody, I said this over and over again. If you don't know who Sam Cassell is, I won't say was, because he's still alive. He was an NBA player. who I sat next to in a nightclub years ago, way before all this paranormal hood shit, way before my brain surgery and all that type of shit. And I looked at this motherfucker because he was sitting right. I'm sitting on the top of the thing. He is the VIP. And I look back at the photos. Yo, that's a motherfucking alien. Okay, dude's an alien. So I'm just saying, this time of year, you better watch your six. Check your six. That means watch your back. Better watch out when you see Predator, Alien, or whatever rolling down the street. All these new characters and stuff. Might be one of them. Something from like one of them, the Batman, the Justice League movie, those bat things and shit, some crazy shit. You never know. Just saying. Watch yourself. Anything can happen. Right, folks, we got to change the battery on the camera so that it will keep rolling. We're going to take a quick break, play a little music, gives you time to go hit the head, grab a drink, roll something, smoke something, whatever you're into. Maybe you want to pop some shrooms because you're still a few hours behind us and, you know, some psychedelics, whatever. Do you? We'll be back. Don't go too far. We're still talking all things Halloween. There were some questions some people shot at me at Trippleween, and I can answer those and talk some more about ghosts and everything. So don't go too far. We'll be back, folks. Paranormal Hood.
It's time to go trick-or-treating.
Diving in, I'm off the high board. Man, I'm off the Richter like I sniffed a Fisher. How I tip the scale, shit, we do be superhuman, probably cyborg. I've been around you cannot fathom, and you need to dive more. When a sexual weed, you already need to die more. Times couple more, times couple more. 14 times knocking at the front door. Then the monsters open, take me into they home. Pull from underneath the bed, shine me up on my chrome. Like I'm Joel up in the Lotus on my pavilion, Shamalama Kushnama, let's be ready. Shamalama Kushna, you're not ready. Fuck a master teacher, fuck debates and shit. Might as well be preaching, might as well be collecting plates and shit. I ride the highway of information, literally. Mushrooms and Kundalini, DMT, I feel my chi. Rising to the top, I be like Satnam, my fucking G. Guru, 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 Naga watch me notch my stature up. Guru, 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 watch a Naga level up. Kung Fu.
I think I'm on my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly to the top of this mountain, to get to the other side. The mountains, I think I'm on my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly to the top of this mountain, to get to the other side before the fountain. Fucking water fountain. I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I've been wasting time, floating out my mind, like that fucking water fountain. I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I've been wasting time, floating in my mind, like this fucking
Who is you? Who you think you are? All that gas got you burning like a speeding star. Hit 'em high, hit 'em low, I make 'em raise the bar. Use a chicken, no limbo, see how much I break my back. But it's cool, I made a gold, I get the pot. Fuck the bag, I'm just floating on this rug. Smoking bud, doing match. How I'm floating on this rug. Full of fungus, 'cause it's magic. When you beat me, give a hug. Show me love, man, that's family.
I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly to the top of this mountain, to get to the other side with water fountains. I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly to the top of this mountain, to get to the other side with water fountains.
Look at me, I'm the one that you came for. I'm everything you ever wanted, no change though. I'm the cheddar, the green, the guap and the cream, the bread and the butter, but man made the dough. I'm the reason niggas kill folk and make the lies that you call true. I'm the reason why they call troops and drop bombs on the lands and they call truce. I'm the false truth. The American dream ain't nothing it seems until you believe and make me your king. Be slaved by me and these shackles are free. And they got diamonds, man, look how they bling. I'm the reason why they rap and the reason why they sing. And why niggas told gas just to jack everything. I'm your purpose for living, forget everything but my lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. If you catch us alive on a ride, I'll provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies are our truth. Their lies are true. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? I got my eye on you too, making sure you brainwashed through the YouTube. I'ma get your kids lost in the most views, show them how a boss move, trying to fit a guy's shoes. Spitting bars, no lawsuit, but when the consequences fall through, watch it all fall down till the goat don't move. As the violence ensues, I'll broadcast it all on the news and tell you there's no choice but lose, and tell you there's no voice but that of my own. If you value your own, stay quiet or get silenced like phones. I am all in your home, I control what you do, what to buy and consume. I make truth out of lies, and if you don't comply, I send Jacqueline Hyde to make sure that you die. Their lies are true. Their lies are our truth. If you catch us in the lie, wanna ride, I provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies. Their lies are our truth. Their lies are true. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? How you living is a lie. What you dreaming is a lie. What is best, how you dress, the power is sex. Even every choice is different, false pretense. Because their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? Say goodbye to everything you knew. You're now faced with the demon in you. I'm the evil that you try to hide. Those thoughts of suicide, homicide, genocide. I'm hated, it's more masochistic. Hades couldn't fathom this shit. I'm the reason why grip exists, bitch. Put me in the room with the purists. Betty coming out like Judas. Show me all the truth and I shoot it. Put holes in the honest man movement, cause the honest man stupid, yeah, the honest man useless. Ain't no money in the truth, and the love of money is my root. So as long as you dummies stay hungry for the bread like seagulls, I'ma spread evil on the wings of an eagle. I used to be arrows and olives, now it's money and power. I took heroes and scholars and turned them to villains and martyrs. I'm a limitless author. Watch you paint a pic so sick with the blood of your kin and the tears of revenge. Watch my masterpiece unfold in the end. Here, you can see it better if you sitting on these rims. And I'll give you all of this money so you can have all of the influence. And I'll think it's all just so funny cause I gave you the truth. Now look what you do with it. Exactly what I wanted. Keep fronting, hoping eventually it'll mean something. Cause when it's all said and done with, I'll remain to do the same to the next generation of lames that can't love. Their lies are truth. Their lies are our truth. If you catch us in the lie, wanna ride, I'll provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies. Their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? How you living is a lie. What you dreaming is a lie. What is best, how you dress, the power is sex. Even every choice is different, false pretense. Because their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? So you can visualize all of my pain. I scorch you with all of this fire, just to grow you with all of my rain. I'm giving you what I embody, cause what I embody is part of you too. But you must have forgot somewhere down your whole road line. truth, and this is why I came to leave my legacy in flames. So pick up a torch, carry me forth, and let my light create the way. It's been too long playing slave. If I free this now, could we behave? Other than that of a creature that's strange. You wanna tame God, then capture his brain. Listen, a bird born to the cage thinks flying is ill, yet they don't wanna catch this cold. So now they're alone, cause the coop was flown. When that roof got blown, I shed the skin till the truth gets shown. Till that 10th gate open and we see that throne in the room where the gods are grown. Open your universe, immerse through this inverse, and see the path that we stumble on. It's made of self-hate. But if we valued each other over our different ways, instead of killing the strangers with hopes of better days, we would live forever instead of living for the grave. So show me your word, what you bring in earth. Do you ever show love for the things that you hate? Do you ever show patience for the things that can wait? Man, show me your word. Yeah, show me your word, what you bring in earth. Do you ever give something that you can't get back? And you ever see the truth being lie about the fact? Man, show me your word. Yeah, what you bring in earth. Will it save and protect, or will it get paid and neglect the rest? Or do you preserve and respect what's left? Man, show me your worth. Yeah, show me your worth. Too many souls walk around here frontin'. You can have all that money and still have nothing. All of my small motherfuckers show me something.
Yeah, fuck the Messiah. Fuck the Messiah. Cause me, I know the Most High, and I know where that infinite dwell. So why would I go outside of myself and lie to myself? Fire and light all up inside of myself. Yes, I am God. They wanna separate everything great. Tell me to wait on the savior of space. Meanwhile our people are dying and they just replying it's coming, just wait. The fuck do you think? I mean really just think. Languages play DOS to the brain, so everything spoken is framed by shape. You can give knowledge to a man, but you can't make him think. I am just bridging the bird and the snake. Further my verses get under the surface, the more I reveal what is under my face. I am indeed multi-dimensional, human supreme. More you connect with the words that I speak, just know I reside in the spaces between. So fuck your Messiah, fuck your Messiah. Cause me, I know the Most High, and I know where that infinite dwell. So why would I go outside of myself and lie to myself? Fire and light all up inside of myself. Yes, I am God.
So show me your word, what you bring in earth. Do you ever show love for the things that you hate? Do you ever show patience for the things that can wait? Man, show me your word. Yeah, show me your word, what you bring in earth. Do you ever give something that you can't get back? And you ever see the truth being lie about the fact? Man, show me your word. Yeah, what you bring in earth. Will it save and protect, or will it get paid and neglect the rest? Or do you preserve and respect what's left? Man, show me your worth. Yeah, show me your worth. Too many souls walk around here frontin'. You can have all that money and still have nothing. All of my small motherfuckers show me something.
They don't wanna give me shows, they don't wanna see me. That's alright. I'm working on this magic, I'm a motherfucking genie. Floating on this rug, roasting this bud, everything kung fu, I'm a magi. Come through when I'm that high. Always got a couple fungi, what I'm talking about. I got a whole tub full of mushrooms, I think I'm a shaman. You ain't 18 grams, yeah, why you scared what you doing? Why you playing with yourself? Stop playing with yourself. Dive in, go hard. What your heart beating for?
Think you gon' drift too far? Need to surrender, bye, 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 bye.
I'm a high as shit, fly under clouds. Mind equip, I go round for round. Ball for ball, need all them. Ballin' y'all like Spartan. Like who the hell to let the God in? I got cappy vines in my garden. Gold all on my pathway. Spit it like it's venom, let the mind spray. Libations, I'ma pour 'em out. For my goon goon one time. Libations, I'ma pour 'em out. For my goon goon 2 times. Libations, I'ma pour 'em out. For my goon goon 3 times.
Don't trip, the ancestors got you. Don't trip, stay true, they gon' follow through. Don't trip, I met them in the dark room. Don't trip, they taught me in the mushroom. Don't trip, the ancestors got you. Don't trip, stay true, they gon' follow through. Don't trip, I met them in the dark room. Don't trip, they taught me in the mushroom.
I'm a motherfucking guru. Cook it top shaman noodle. Put a curse on you, I do voodoo. Naga don't come from my family. Revive my whole tribe gon' ride. Portal open, I'm gon' slide. BMT, I'm gon' ride. Probably think I'm out my mind. Really, I don't give a fuck. If you want what I'm on, you should levitate. You be lying, man, you hella fake. I ain't judging, but you lying, need to meditate. Really, I don't give a fuck though. If you want what I'm on, you should levitate. If you lying, man, you hella fake. I ain't judging, but you lying, need to meditate. People think cause I'm conscious, I ain't got no fucking problems. Naga ain't nothing changed. Blame it all on retrograde. Psychedelic hip hop. Really, I make that. Try not to speak from my ego, but I'm flyer than the eagle. High as hell like seagull shit. Try not to cuss, but I'm the shit. Hell yeah, I love myself. Big homie told me he love myself. I got a rose quartz, I got some citrine. I think I need a grounding star.
Don't trip, the ancestors got you. Don't trip, stay true, they gon' follow through. Don't trip, I met them in the dark room. Don't trip, they taught me in the mushroom. Don't trip, the ancestors got you. Don't trip, stay true, they gon' follow through. Don't trip, I met them in the dark room. Don't trip, they taught me in the mushroom.
I stepped out of the 12th house, hopped up in that red alert. I'm dipping to the milk for the cookie. When you invest in self, there's no need to work. Pounds on pounds of the sticky herb. Off the earth, I can feed the herd. Turn a flower into power, now a phoenix burn. Leave life for my ass shack. Dark matter in my backpack, yeah. Crystallize 3 eyes. Every time I light fire to the earth. Calling the kush guys. Get blessed by a bush on fire. Help a sheep seek warmth in this cold empire. She drop bands when she bloom in the dark room. Hip house coming real soon. Aroma made me float like a car.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the
buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Taste the color, seeing sound with a crystallize. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots of this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the
I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood. Showing what's really good, the feeling is understood. We don't just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone, if you're not normal,
welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood.
My hood.
Where everything paranormal.
Everything's paranormal.
Everything paranormal.
Everything's paranormal.
If you're scared of dying, we got something
Got something for you.
Open up the door.
or you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal.
Step into the portal that we call Paranormal Hood. I'm a dream to some, a nightmare to others.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Yes, folks, it is the Halloween edition of Paranormal Hood. I am your host, Jiggy.
I am smoking.
Followed by Junior.
Who, of course, didn't take the time to have his mic running, you know. You don't know how it goes with Junior. Junior's just Junior. He's just Junior, that's it. There's 13 million mics around him. He just chooses to sit at the most difficult one. Like, that's just Junior. 13 million, like, we had Mendo Dope. Pretty much the whole crew up in here, because there's 13 million motherfucking mics in this fucking joint and guided down studios, right? And where does this dude choose to sit? Where's the most difficult? Like, one of these kids is doing his own thing. One of these kids is not the same. Who's old enough to remember that shit? That's Junior. That's just kind of what he does. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just, it is. It's what he does. He's gonna come in here and make all kinds of motherfucking noise and shit. Like, I'm gonna come in here and make rumble in the basement, rumble in the garden, rumbling, fumbling, stumbling. Thanks, Junior. Glad you could join us. Go Sox! You know, I don't know how paranormal this is, but I will say it's kind of been cool. We've had some inclement weather where we've had like a lot of rain and shit kind of make its way through here in the past couple of days. But with that rain, rainbows, man! They were fucking double rainbows! And they were over Fenway Park. 2 days in a row.
Same time.
Same time. And guess who won both those games? The Red Sox. I'm not one to brag. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. Is it destiny? Is it clandestine? So that everybody could see. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not saying that if there's a god or whatever or creative that they have play favorites when it comes to sports. I always find that ironic.
I would have to say I've seen a lot of rainbows.
Brilliant, bright fucking rainbows. That shit was like apparent. Like you couldn't miss those. Nobody can miss those around here. So I'm just saying. Hey, but whatever. Because that's the one thing that always strikes me in sports. Like, when they pray, I mean, I guess you thank, but they don't really thank, like, for giving me the talent or giving me, like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's more like, thank you for my team winning or for me scoring this touchdown. And you would have to think that if they were, like, in that case, and they're the creator or whatever, however you see a God or whatever, Allah, whatever, is like a betting person. Like, well, today, I want the Sox to win or somebody else to win or whatever. Like, like they would play favorites. That would be to assume that they would have to play favorites. Just saying. This victory.
Teams just ball out, man. Teams just get the job done,
I know. I'm just saying. Okay. Hey, whatever, man. We love sports. I love sports. It's a good time to be a sports fan. Just saying. Patriots looking good. This looks good. But anyways, sorry. We're back. We're in the Garden of Knowledge Studios, and I'm back. And I know you guys miss me.
See, now, if the Red Sox lost both those games, would you blame the Rainbows?
Yes. I would say that the shield was blocking out and creating a more vibrant light at a time where
it would. The shield is supposed to protect us all.
Yeah, the shield
fucked us up, fucked us over.
Yeah, it caused a light reflection that went in Mookie Betts' eye or some shit. Like if they didn't catch a ball or something, I'd be like, see, that's the shield's fault. Because normally the shield wouldn't be showing right now, but for whatever reason, I would definitely have an excuse too. But I'll have to have an excuse because even you pointed out the fact that these were some dope-ass rainbows, and the Sox won both games. I'm just saying. So nothing else needs to be said. So I'll have to blame the rainbows. Clearly, rainbows are good.
All I said was there was dope-ass rainbows.
But does that mean at the end of the does that mean at the end of the pot, like instead of pot of gold, it's like a victory for for like New England fans or something, for Red Sox fans? Is that what it is? Like that's the pot of gold right now? Bum bum bum. Because I know that motherfucker who hit that $1.6 billion was not around here, so there was no part of the end of the gold, that rainbow around here. That was someone like north of South Kakalaka somewhere. In a state where they don't have to fucking identify themselves either. You just go cash that shit and move the fuck out. Like, you just leave. But then your neighbors would know, but it'd be too late at that point. But they'd be like, yeah, where did fuck this motherfucker go? Like, damn, they took it. Let's left every. You know how we talk about those properties and shit? Like, we see those abandoned places where there's all that shit left behind, and we're wondering this shit, like, how could someone just get up and leave, like, all their shit and just leave
Either
a property?
won the lottery or they're on the witness protection
And so,
program.
yeah, one of the two. Yeah, well, maybe they hit the lottery or some shit, because sometimes some of those properties, but there's some ridiculous properties. These motherfuckers. I will never understand how some of these motherfuckers just leave castles, these incredible fucking homes. They just get up and leave. They're just standing still in time. Like, there's still shit there, but any, urban explorer with any, what's the word for dignity, you don't take anything, you whatever. So, and the fucking tagging and shit. At least, well, some of the places they get tagged shouldn't, but some of the shit you see, they're just so
leave it the way you found it.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. So the next person can see it and explore it.
Don't fuck it up.
Stays intact in time.
Else.
Show some tact. Show some, you know what I'm saying?
Is always an asshole.
And if you're going to write the word Satan, at least learn how to write Satan.
Yeah,
spell check some shit, okay? Smartphones, dude, we literally saw the shit, Hail Satin. It was Satin. His name's Satan. If you're going to hail something, unless that's who you worship, because I know there's the people, the Pastafarians and stuff. So maybe you're Satin worshippers, and if you are, I apologize to you and your religion. I don't want to offend nobody's religion. But if you thought you were writing Satan,
satin sheets.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, maybe they're ghosts. Maybe this time of year they're fashionable ghosts. They wear satin sheets.
They're high end,
Right, exactly. Excuse me, where's your satin white sheets? Thank you. Oh, no, I don't need any particular ones. I'm just going to cut holes in them.
I'm just going to be worshiping satin with them.
Yes. Hail satin. Oh, the satin is so comfortable.
That was probably the best bet. That was probably the funniest spot of the whole
That was.
night, dude.
That really was.
Just
Just seeing that shit. Like, you got to be a dumb motherfucker. But whatever. Spell check, though. Again, smartphones. I'm sure, you probably had a smartphone on you. It wasn't like that shit was that old. It was within the past few years. Recent enough where you should have had a smartphone enough to go, Siri, or whatever your device is. Or just type it in. Google, whatever, man. Okay? You know how to spell Satan?
You're going to teach me, right?
No, I'm asking you know how to spell Satan.
Tell me, man.
Not a fucking rhetorical question. Okay, you probably don't. You don't. Do you know how to spell Satan, please?
I'm waiting.
Never mind. Anyways, moving on. You see what I'm saying about Junior? Useless. Useless. Comes around, just sits there. You know what I mean? But whatever.
Soaks up into information,
I'm sorry?
Soak up the information.
Okay. But during Triple Ween, what was really cool is some people asked me stories, and actually, I don't know if Mike, I don't know if you got to hear the story. I don't think you did. It was a couple other people, but I actually been saying for a couple of years now that I was going to tell the scariest thing that ever happened to me, but some people there actually got to hear the story. I'm still not going to tell y'all yet. I'm going to keep y'all in suspense. I think it's just that good of a story that it can keep y'all in suspense. You know what I'm saying? But you got to hear the story. He actually painted a dope-ass fucking picture, too. And he's the guy who actually painted the two paintings we have in here for the studio for when we journey again. Awesome fucking art. But he was actually doing art, and as I was telling the story, he created this piece of art for Willie Michael, and it was just support. Listen to it. It's a fucking banger. I mean, come on. It epitomizes what we do here every week, what we talk about. And to have someone take that and make music from it, and hip-hop? Come on now, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, get with the program. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
I looked inside and realized everything in life is intertwined with divine orchestration.
Okay, that's... Ooh. The ghost is in the machine, dude. And well, let me play what I wanted to play. I was going to play just a little bit so y'all get that bang and understand what's going on. Get with the program. Download that song, though. Stream it. Listen to it. You need to play it over there across the pond, Lisa Winston. Shout out to Lisa Winston. Like, she's a trooper. She lives across the pond, and she is up, and she tries to listen when she can. We appreciate you. Nothing but peace and love to you and Lily, of course. But I think that London should get a taste of the Paranormal Hood. Like, I don't know if you got like a banging system in your car. Can you picture like she's driving around London
wait 1 sec.
with a banging system in your car and banging that song and stuff, and they'd be like, "What's that?" You tell them it's Paranormal Hood theme song. Excuse me. Well, see, babe, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit though, right? I'm gonna do a video of me dancing to the theme song. You should. That's what y'all could do. Like, do some videos y'all dancing to the theme song and send them to us. We'll put them up on YouTube. That'd be awesome. But you're saying you can't wait to tell your creepy, your scary shit. Well, I hate to tell you this, but all these like open topic shows and shit we have, when we actually do have like call-ins and stuff like that, is an incredible time to tell all that shit. Just saying. You know, that's what we're here for. Because I'd like to hear your creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear the creepy stories. My creepy story creeped the fuck out of me. I mean, there's nothing really. The rest of this shit, like I say all the time, like when it came to the ghost shit and living in what you would consider to be a haunted house, that shit was just kind of status quo. But there was just that one occasion in Brockton, Massachusetts. That's why I outright tell you, I've said this where I've been traveling and stuff and talking to people, and they ask me, what's the scariest shit or where the scariest shit is, and I outright will tell you, I believe 100% in my heart, within my heart, in my other heart, it's Massachusetts, man. Okay? That is here. A lot of shit went down here, began here. Motherfuckers don't understand where Plymouth Rock is. Okay? Because it's still there. And just so you can save you a motherfucking trip, if you've never been to Plymouth Rock, and you plan on going to see Plymouth Rock, don't waste your time. It's not what you think. Not at all. It is probably one of the most underwhelming experiences you'll ever have if you've trekked a long place or come from a long place to spend time to actually go down there to see Plymouth Rock. Now, if you plan on going to Plymouth for whatever other reason, cool. But I advise you, don't waste your time. Go just look at some fucking pictures. You got Google and shit now. I'm telling you, the pictures are much better than actually going to Plymouth Rock. Am I lying? You see Plymouth Rock?
Yeah, I've seen it, but they didn't even land there, so I don't buy it.
I know.
Yeah,
and they tell you that too. They didn't land there either. Junior, have you ever seen Plymouth Rock? Wow, they didn't.
Maybe.
They didn't take you when you were a kid, like school trip and everything. Well, I actually had the luxury last year. What was I in? What the fucking Plymouth for something? Somewhere down that area, Middleborough, Plymouth, this stuff. There was events going on down there. That the Uber driver was like, you know, you want me to take the scenic route and I could take you by. I was like, why not? You know, but I had actually seen it a few years ago when I was down there talking to someone about doing some events down there, whatever, blah blah blah. But you just see it and you're just like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's so underwhelming.
Just a little ass fucking rock.
Mm-hmm. It really looks like if you think that these motherfuckers landed right there on this little, it's
well,
so
that's not what it's just a rock that commemorates where they were supposed to land, but they didn't land anywhere near there.
Shit, Columbus landed in the Bahamas. Yeah, he found a cool place to vacation. The guy sniffing. Woo, sorry. School trip. You know what I'm talking about that. Anybody from around here, if you've been to Plymouth, you understand that. Plymouth Rock, you would just get down there and be like, wah, 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 wah. Like, that shit is just so underwhelming. It really is. Just like Salem. Sorry. I love the people. Oh, when I go to the city of Salem. Hold on. This actually will need background music. Here you go, sir. Pardon me for a second, folks. Let's get a good night. No, that's not the right one. Because they get really dramatic.
When I walked through Salem, the overwhelming sensation of all those poor witches who were hung here and burned here, and the horrible things that were done to them, the torment that they went through, I can just feel it. It overwhelms me because I'm a medium. And I can sense these things. I'm a super duper empath. I'm not even a medium. I'm an extra large. I'm more like a 2XL at this point.
Cool, you can fucking feel that shit from 3 cities away.
Same thing with New Orleans. When I got to New Orleans, I used to hear so many people talk about New Orleans, you know, all this stuff went on New Orleans. You walk to the city, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what New Orleans y'all went to. I went to a cool-ass city where motherfuckers was like, good morning, good day, how you doing, good afternoon, good evening, how you doing, hello, 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 hello. Everywhere I went, everybody, even the motherfuckers sleeping on the street, okay? So I don't know what city y'all motherfuckers went to. Same thing with Salem. There's some cool shit that goes on in Salem. Somebody want to go to Salem this week, and I'm like, no, thank you. I've been to Salem probably 4 times this year. I don't mind going to Salem Con and stuff. That's actually worth going. But going to Salem is underwhelming. I know that as an empath, when I got close to the water, in the areas where they fished and stuff and everything, that's what my feelings and sensation like. Oh man, I could just feel I could feel their pain. The poor fishies.
Oh man, the torment that they went through on those hooks and stuff, and being beaten and stuff, and dragged off of those boats, and taken away from their family, and taken away from their home in the water. Oh gosh. Oh, it was so horrible. Oh. That's about probably the only torment and pain and issues I probably would find.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's been a bunch of people.
I mean, yeah, people die everywhere. We know that, yeah, and died
like
everywhere.
The witches weren't hung anywhere near.
No.
Anywhere near where any of the fucking shit in Salem takes place. Technically, they were hung in Danvers / Salem town, but that back then, because the way the maps were and shit, now where that is Danvers and whatever else is over there, and then Salem is way the fuck over here and shit like that. But where they say any of this shit happened and any of that is anywhere near there. It's just the leftover. Salem ended up being this little small area over here eventually when all the maps and the cities came and got filled in. Yeah, technically it was called Salem Town, I think it was. Yeah, it was Salem Town, the area of Salem Town, which included parts of Lynn and stuff. It's fucking...
Shit, you want to go to Brockton? I'm just telling you, for me personally, Brockton, I know Brockton's energy is just, woo.
So yeah, technically they were hung in. Actually, I think the actual hangings did take in place because it was Danvers back then. Wasn't Danvers, which on the line of Danvers and Salem Town and stuff. But the area of Salem where all this fucking shit happens and they have all these festivals and all that shit is miles and miles and miles and miles away from where the fuck anything actually happened. Where any of these, I don't even think any of the witches were from anywhere near that area.
No, I can understand like the structures, like the hotel and stuff. I forget the name of the hotel.
Yeah, there's some really old shit in Salem. There's some really awesome old houses and stuff. It's an area where it's been able to survive. A lot of that older shit has survived and stuff like that. But, you know,
again,
I think that one thing, the judge's house, one of the judges or something like that, his house is actually over there. Or I think they moved his house there, if I remember it right. I don't think it's in its original location. Like to save it, they moved it over to that area and shit. So if anything's haunted, so the ghost moved when they moved the fucking house.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
The ghost is attached to the property, dude. They didn't
the
just
property,
show the property.
The property.
Dude, you want to hear something cool
they
about
didn't move
a
the property? They moved the house.
Yo, there's a diner on Broadway in Somerville that is from Delaware. And I actually been to the diner when it was in Delaware back when I was like a kid and shit, and now it's in fucking Somerville and I've been to it. That's kind of cool. I wonder if it's haunted, man. I should ask them. Any ghosts here? Did they bring any ghosts from Delaware? Some Delaware ghosts.
But, so, yeah. Salem's not the witch stories.
Yeah.
I fucking say.
Just saying. Again, you can walk around here. There's plenty of places to go find some. Just start from fucking Plymouth and work your way up. And you're cool. Go to the Freetown Forest. Spend some time there. Dudley Road. We've been to some of these places.
No, I'm sure there's some haunted shit in fucking Salem, too. Like I said, it's old as fuck. There's some houses, like I said, there's a lot of old houses that have survived in that area and shit. Older than this house that we're in right now. There's some fucking houses like 200-300 years old over there. Buildings that are that old.
Even some cemeteries, like I get, like some cemeteries are literally the burial grounds of where people have fought battles and blah 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 whatever. But I don't think all cemeteries are haunted. There's a stigma that comes with, oh, cemeteries are haunted. Like you were a kid talking about you fucking spend plenty of time in cemeteries.
I fucking love cemeteries. Still to this day, I'll go fucking chill in the cemetery. It's fucking so peaceful. It's fucking great. I love it.
Well, we did that.
Nobody ever bothers you in a cemetery.
We did that shit up in Maine.
You just go sit down and just chill. Nobody's saying anything. Anybody comes around, they're quiet. They don't say anything to you. Nobody's nothing. And I've never seen no ghosts, nothing. The only fucking crazy shit that's ever happened to me in a cemetery, and it was actually just outside the cemetery wall. We used to have to cut through the cemetery to get to where we used to go potty and stuff. And I was cutting through one time, and I was trying to go faster, so I was like, fuck it, let me just go through the woods instead of staying on the path. And I went off the path a little bit, and I fucking tripped over. I literally tripped over a fucking femur.
Nice.
So we don't know if it like washed out or something somehow from the fucking cemetery, or if it was just I looked around to see if there was any other body, but I couldn't see anything. I mean, it was fucking the fall. There's tons of leaves and shit everywhere, but there was nothing in the immediate area of the fucking that bone and stuff. So no, but I took it down and we were gonna make a pipe out of it and shit. But then somebody was like, "No, you can't do that." He's like, cause he was all like in the bones and stuff like that, and like, you know, and he's like, "We gotta take it and give it to the right people and shit." I was like,
I keep seeing 9/11. That's funny.
What the fuck you gotta go and ruin that shit for?
Shout out to Scoob.
That's the craziest shit that's ever happened to me in a cemetery.
Well,
like,
we were at the one in Maine.
People would be like, "Oh, that's so freaky and creepy and shit." Like, I wasn't freaked out or anything. I was just walking and like, I kicked something. I'm like, "Wait a second, that's not a normal stick."
Well, you want to make a fucking pipe out of it and shit.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Smoke it. Light it.
Yeah.
Well, we went in Maine. We went. I mean, again, we were way up in Maine, just like when we go up Vermont. Way up in Vermont, there's no cars. There's no fucking power lines. This is nothing old ass cemetery, and everything was kind of whatever. But that one,
just one picture where it was a weird fucking like light reflection of something, and it's like, how the fuck did there a light reflection right here? It's just
we've had our own. You know, people have asked me that. That's one of the questions I want to answer about any of my own personal encounters or stuff that we've had go on and stuff. Perfect words or whatever to say what he needs to say. So I think that's kind of on the same basis in a layman's way of looking at how a spirit box works. So if any of that stuff is accurate, I don't know. It's like I don't push that stuff like, oh my god, I got like the awesomest EVP.
Yeah, because the first day when you become a ghost and you're looking through your ghost fucking manual and stuff, they're like, so this is how you communicate with humans. When they're gonna break out a thing called a spirit box, and what you need to do is fucking rapidly turn to fucking radio stations and know what the people are saying and communicate with them.
Well, I don't know.
Do you see?
I've never
That's
been a
my
ghost.
whole thing with the spirit boxes and stuff. Is like, yeah, the ghost is like, you know, just randomly knows that these stations.
I mean,
because it's especially when they have sentences and stuff. So it has to be on a stage. Let's just say like this sentence that right there that's on the screen just says Jay said makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna say the ghost is saying Jay makes sense. So it has to find a station where the person is saying Jay, and then another station and stuff where they're saying making sense.
But they don't all work. I mean, some of the stuff is just voices you hear that sound isolated. I mean, I'm not 100% against it. I just don't think that they're 100% accurate. I just think some oddities appear, and you just kind of have to take it for what it's worth. So now I can see where
it randomly might have picked up Jay. But when the people like, yeah, listen to this whole fucking sentence they say. So that means that the ghost literally had to know what the people were going to say on those stations before they were going to say it to be able to pick that up and make that happen. Because he's alive, all it's doing is scanning AM, FM frequencies, and it just, you know, randomly picks up. It's like a police scanner, okay? So it's got to know, because it's supposedly that the ghost is communicating and it's making those words pop up. That's how it's supposed to work. That's why you hear those words and stuff. Because you ask it questions or whatever. Oh, what's your name?
That's not 100% accurate description of it, though. The idea is that some of the other voices aren't. Because, I mean, again, I've heard them. Then
sometimes it's supposed to be the ghost is actually saying something through the thing and everything like that. But most of the time, it's broken up bits and pieces of people,
the radio
and stuff much, like that and stuff. But occasionally it's something that sounds like, oh, that wasn't a radio, that was a ghost coming through and saying that and stuff. So that's why it's really like, you know. But I mean, in order for, like I said, for the ones where it's like maybe a ghost saying like, hey, what's your name? And it's like, yeah, it's something like that. Maybe that's a higher probability of it could be something. But when they're like, oh yeah, we got this whole
or something say like Jiggy, unless at the same time you hear like Will Smith,
like
Jiggy with
Bob Smith killed me with an axe.
Well, there's an EVP I have heard where they're like, and it's clear as day that somebody played. I think she played it for us, Fate, and it was, I'll fucking skin you alive or some shit. Now, the other idea too is that where you can cheat with things like spirit boxes, because in my background with security, all that type of stuff, I use radios and stuff.
With a radio.
All you have to do is know how to use a radio for certain, even not be that far, because you have radios. You could sit home and have a scanner, have something like what Scott has up there, where you can fucking communicate CBs and stuff. If you know that stuff well enough,
so many ways.
There's a lot of variables that people can cheat.
Fake that, cheat on that and stuff. So that's why I'm saying, like, we need to come up with some fucking real Ghostbusters shit and fucking find something that's conclusive and stop doing this shit that it's like, I don't know.
No, it's easier said than done. We keep working, keep trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Got all these ghost hunters with this TV money and stuff out there and stuff, but they're still out doing. I'm like, you guys.
Well, there's also parameters, man. You can not.
I know there's
not
some people
anybody does.
There's other people.
They do it their way.
I'm not knocking all of them. There are people
that
are
their way.
That are trying to do some things different and stuff here and there, but it's like over all this time.
Well, it's the same thing with mining. The same thing with anything. It's all listen, we're antiquated with most things that we do. I mean, cars should be doing things, planes, there should be better planes, there should be a lot of better everything.
No, all those things have advanced more.
Yeah, well, the field is advancing as much, I guess, as it can. Yeah, we want to change it. We just got to keep working, try to figure out something. Maybe one day we'll come up, be the people to come up with something to actually catch the ghost, whatever. Just got to keep working. Keep searching. Again, I don't even knock the EVP. I don't knock anything that I've heard them. I don't take them.
Some that may be,
I
but
take
the
them for
majority
whatever
of them
they
is
probably
like,
are.
really? You really think that... like I was saying, like some of them, like where it's broken up and stuff, and it's literally just pieces of... They actually caught something that's strung together of the radio, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, so the ghost knew what, you know? Like I was just
But it's
saying,
like orb pictures. There's a million orb pictures, and then people try to explain what the orb is, and... We've had the person who sent us the pictures of the... Remember the Giants fireball in New York City? But I didn't see any Giants. It's a weird looking picture. It just looked like a picture taken out of focus and shit. But, hey, I'm no photo expert. I'm no expert in none of that shit. So there aren't really no...
I think they put a whole bunch of filters on that fucking video and shit, too. It wasn't just an out-of-focus picture.
Yeah.
They were trying to fucking, like...
You can't see it. Well, we had to put these filters so that you could see what we see.
If you have to draw circles around it, with arrows pointing to it and stuff, then no.
And super duper enlarge it. I'm going to enlarge this 100 million fucking zoom.
I'm going to add this filter here and this filter here and this filter here, and then you'll be able to see it.
It's almost like people now. Keep filtering. Then when the filters are gone, who the fuck are you?
I don't think so.
It is cool. Listen, the zoom works like when you're zooming on the moon and stuff. Like we saw some really cool fucking cameras that zoom in on planets and shit and everything. It makes sense. You know, it's filters you need for certain things. But yeah, people overdo it. And we taught, listen, people send us stuff and we've gotten stuff over the years, and some of the stuff, this fucking video I have, whatever different things, okay. And there's other things we just, it's not that we think that the people are crazy. We just don't see it. If we don't see it, we just don't see it. I mean, people.
It's not that I dislike it. It's just that it's not. It's been the same stuff pretty much for 25 plus years and stuff. People have been doing the same thing, and there's nothing that's really conclusive, and everything that you can actually say where you can't be like, well, there's a whole bunch of other variables here that involved that could have made this happen and stuff. Like you were saying, just somebody talking on a radio nearby and stuff. Anything. There's a whole bunch of things with all these things and stuff that they supposedly use and everything to try and pick these things up. And nobody's ever gotten anything that it's like, okay, yeah, shit. There's no other fucking way around it and stuff.
To some,
you know,
I mean, again,
there's some video where they catch video and stuff, and it's like, what is that on the video and stuff? So some of that stuff video, but a lot of these other little tools and stuff that they try and use, and these little meters and stuff like that, they're using these meters, and like the meters going off and stuff, and then like these meters react to electromagnetic frequencies and stuff, and electric frequencies around, and they're pointing cameras at it.
But you get an app on your cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. Apps on your cell phone.
Your cell phone, your body's create electromagnetic frequency.
These people all freaking out. They're like, oh, this thing's going off. And they turn around, and there's a camera guy that was just there behind them where the thing is pointing in that direction. They're like, where's it going? Where's it going? And they don't realize that they're following a camera guy around and everything like that. So it's just way too inconclusive and way too much. It's kind of like they're just there for show. It's not really...
I think there's instinct. I think there's a lot of other things involved too, and taking the time not to just think that just having a buddy. We have equipment. I mean, we don't find it to be the end all and be all of investigating. Sometimes it's for people who they think, well, this is going to work. Can you try it? Well, we'll try it. I'm not against it. I just yet with the equipment I found little things.
If anything is going to be, it's going to, like, video evidence would be the best and stuff, and then just sitting there and waiting, and again, like we were talking earlier on the show and stuff, like when you go to look for UFOs and stuff, you don't fucking see them, but then when you're driving down the highway at 85 fucking miles an hour and shit, and you can't stop at the moment and take out your phone and look, that's when you see a fucking fleet of UFOs flying by and shit, and you're all like, fuck, oh shit, like fucking trailer truck, and then you get this blurry ass fucking shit, and you're like, shit. So when you're going out and you ghost hunting and you're sitting there and you're like, you got all these cameras going and shit, nothing happens. You shut all the cameras off and you're going home or whatever and shit, there's a fucking ghost right there.
Fuck.
It's like they know you're waiting to get them, you know?
Perfect example, because when we were fucking driving down that road and we see that fucking light, and you and I hop out the fucking truck, Meta and Wiz is still in the truck, and we walk to the light and we immediately hear something in front of us, and again, it wasn't a fucking deer.
Yeah, of course, we didn't have the cameras.
And you hear all this crack, and they hear the shit in the truck, and they can immediately say, "Where's get out the camera?" Blah blah blah. By the time you think, we don't know what the fuck that was. That is a lot of what happens too. You know?
But I bet you if we had the cameras rolling at that point, nothing would have happened. Nothing would have fucking.
It'd have been like,
happened.
freeze. Music, please. It plays freeze tag.
We got like 2 seconds at like the end. Fucking the thing just it stops running the second time it runs away and shit. It whizzes turning on the camera and just fuck it. It's like, but when the cameras are
maybe
rolling,
it's Predator.
Stuff,
maybe it's Predator, and Predator doesn't want to hurt us, so we weren't armed.
But the cameras are rolling. You're always going to catch a flashy little thing that's going off.
Although
Beep,
I did
beep,
have
beep,
my
beep,
zombie
you know,
killer.
doing this and doing that and everything. You got that's, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
Unless that's a device that's isolated only to certain frequencies, but then you magically know the frequency that that's going to isolate out all the other frequencies around.
Hey, there's that fucking guy who knows the frequency of the fucking celebrities.
So is he's giving them out?
No,
to other
not
people,
just ghosts, celebrity ghosts. Like they die, and he knows the directory. Like that dude's got listen, whew. Imagine.
So that's what so it's like, yeah, okay, you build this device and stuff, so it's got to block out your cameras that you want to have recording that's showing that you're capturing this thing and stuff, so you need to know those frequencies and everything that might be fucking catching. Any cell phones or anything else around, because now you got fucking Wi-Fi towers and fucking towers everywhere, so there's all these frequencies and shit coming from everywhere. There's no way you can go where you don't have, Wi-Fi. You're not getting blasted by some type of fucking radio, fucking...
Well, there are places you can go.
Certain, yeah, inside of a fucking in one of those.
You gotta get deep in the woods, man. Up on a mountaintop somewhere.
Exactly. It's not in a haunted place in the fucking middle of a city or something, or a cemetery just outside the city or whatever. I mean, you got to get far away, or you got to know all these different things that you have to isolate out,
best,
so you can
even the best
determine and say yes.
Is a house with the power on, like even that, like you stare, like there's power on your house and everything. Yeah, okay.
And you know what I mean. You got that's what I mean. So it's so hard to say.
Let me microwave this popcorn real quick while you investigate upstairs.
You'd have to sit there and record all that, and you'd be like, oh, that was a radio frequency from a cop car that drove fucking by him, oh, that's fucking somebody's Wi-Fi, that's this, and stuff, and finally isolate, okay, we don't know what the fuck that signal is right there coming from, where the fuck is that signal coming from, and trace that signal back, and then I'd be able to not know, oh, that signal was coming from in that room right there where we recorded it. Then I'd be like, okay, cool, you might have something here, you that's pretty fucking, you know what I mean, but until then, it's these machines and stuff, it's just picking up random, I mean,
Jay? No, I didn't see that video, but I'd like to see that. He said cars were crashing on the freeway because of a space. I don't get that. Yeah. Like, seriously, like, I was in California. I believe it, though. I was in California. I knew that I came from Boston to California, and I knew there was going to be a fucking SpaceX launch. Like, these fucking people, like, what they pay attention to every Kanye, hey, yo, Yeezy, and shit like that, but they don't know that they're launching shit into space. I get when these motherfuckers just launch some shit. Oh, yeah, we've got to tell y'all some super secret shit. But they announced these motherfucking things, and these fucking idiots are crashing cars. Aliens! It's fucking aliens! Here they come! Fucking ass clowns. Good job, fucking idiots. Wow. I got to see that video. I would definitely look that up. I know. Fucking. Sorry, that's hilarious. Wow.
That's definitely ridiculous.
So I had to make sure you guys were woke. Wow. I don't get that. And especially if you live in a place where you know that they launched it, then you need to, the way you can get alerts, don't they have, can't you get alerts and shit when they launch this stuff now if you follow those motherfuckers, whatever? I'm going to start, what is it, SpaceX? Are those the motherfuckers that keep launching everything? Can you follow them somewhere to know when they launch everything? Can I get an alert?
Yeah, they tell you. They tell everybody.
No, fuck that. I want like a phone alert.
Well, go and follow them on fucking
SpaceX.
Instagram, or fucking go to their website or something. There's got to be some way that, you might have to be active and actually go and check and see when they're doing shit. But they don't do anything anywhere near us.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just want to know, so then when they post some shit, because I hate that. Then I look at the video and be like, that looks kind of cool, but that's probably a fucking thing. And then they find out, because someone showed me that shit when I was in California. Like, have you seen the fucking video? Oh my god! Like, look, it's you. No. Did you not know if they're launching shit? No, they're launching. Where are you from? Oh, like Northern California. So you actually live with this motherfucker. I came across the whole motherfucking country from fucking Boston, California, and you live here, and you didn't know the space, and you're supposed to be a UFO hunter or a paranormal, or you're into any of this type of shit, and you're talking about aliens and shit, and you gonna show me a fucking bogus ass video that you easily could have debunked immediately by just knowing that even before you fucking try to circulate that bullshit, to at least go check what did SpaceX do in Launch it, even I don't know about, and I live in California, and I would be cognizant enough to think, ooh,
Yeah,
let
not
me check.
even just SpaceX. They launch fucking rockets with satellites on the fucking end of them up into space all the fucking time. All the time.
All the time. Debunk your own shit. That's all.
Do some research.
Some research. You can be the best debunk because then you put the video up like everybody else.
Don't believe, no.
Be the first debunker. That's all. You got the video. You saw the video. I'm just saying.
You can believe in a lot of shit, or you can know.
Just saying. That shit is just amazing. I don't get it. Junior,
No, like I was saying, if you see some crazy shit, fucking don't get into an accident. So safely, calmly, fucking pull on the side of the road and hopefully get out and fucking.
If there's an area for you to pull over,
safely. That's why I said safely. Pull over, stop the car.
There's a shoulder.
Get out, you know,
Preferably.
safely. Turn around, get your phone out, look, see the fucking SpaceX rocket going out, and don't be like, fuck, fucking crashing your car and shit.
Although, when I saw that fucking, remember that fucking meteor or whatever that went over, and I saw that shit. And I was driving on 93.
I'm sure people got into accidents looking at. I'm sure people the other day, because the traffic sucked the other fucking day too during the fucking rainbows. I'm sure people got into accidents looking at those rainbows.
Oh, it's a double.
Oh, look at that! Fucking.
Sorry. It's a double rainbow, man. Look at that. You see the rainbows? Were you inspired by them?
I don't think. I mean, it was really hard to fucking miss if you were outside. There's no way you could. And the cool things about these rainbows was no matter where you were, look, you could see a rainbow.
Absolutely.
Like I watched the same rainbow like transform to like a different rainbow. It looked like it was going another way. It was like totally fucking crazy. That's why like these rainbows were really
cool. It's the shield.
Yeah, that may be so.
That's why they've been spraying. Now we can see more of the shield. Now y'all better believe what I've been saying for years about the shield. Okay? Sorry.
Yeah,
there's
a whole bunch of little shields all over the place.
They're not little shields. They're light refractions of the shield. Duh.
Do you even know what a light refraction is and how that works?
Well, that's how they explained the rainbow the other day. He said, well, basically what's happening is because of the rain, we've got mist in the air, and because of the mist, there's light refraction. That's going to be a rainbow.
It would be a totally different thing if there
Bullshit!
If there was a shield there, it would be completely different.
That's their science. That's their magic. That's those mother. That's their weather.
Your shield comes down just randomly because I saw the shield just was in the middle of the Charles River. I saw the rainbow coming right out of the fucking Charles River, going up and over this way.
Or was it?
But then I saw a video of somebody else who was on 93.
Or was
it?
It
coming out of the water over by fucking down on Dorchester, going over that way.
Maybe it's just an old teleportation device. It's just teleporting the people to the water.
Okay, so like we just told everybody else, go back and do some more research on your theory and stuff before you continue on saying it's a shield to everybody.
It's the shield.
And stop kicking the goalpost further, you flat earther.
The shield.
Well, no, clearly you can see the arc of the shield, so you know that it's around Earth.
I can see the arc of the rainbow, so I clearly know that it's around Earth and stuff, but I clearly can tell that it's not a fucking shield around the entire Earth.
Shield.
Because you can see, I can see the rainbow starts here, and I can tell that it ends somewhere over there. Shield. If it was a rainbow that you could see, that it was a shield.
Did you go to look for the pot of gold?
It would be.
Did you go look for the pot of gold?
I wasn't fucking putting on a scuba suit and diving into the fucking Charles River. It's fucking 45 degrees and pouring out, dude. That's not exactly what the fuck I was doing.
I wouldn't do that shit if it was 90 degrees, though. I'm not.
So anyway, so if it was a shield, a rainbow by a shield that surrounds the Earth, we would be looking way up in the sky and we wouldn't see an end. It would look like a rainbow that never ended. You would, no matter where you look, you could keep walking and the rainbow would keep on going. Any way you look, it would.
Stop goalposting.
No, I'm not goalposting. I'm bringing your goalpost back here to reality where it should be. I'm just explaining for anybody who's like, you know, a shield and like, oh yeah, why it couldn't be. I mean, it could possibly be a mini shield that they put over that one area, but you can tell that it's only covering an area.
Maybe they were shielding the Red Sox from negative energy. and filling them with peace and love to win.
Yeah, that's way more plausible than a fucking shield around the whole entire Earth, like that. But only you can see. You can only see when it's raining in certain spots.
Shield. That's why sometimes you just see a little shield.
That's why I'm here, folks.
Shield. And Michael Jackson. He's alive. He's performing. Look at him. See him up there? Mike's doing his show right now. He's not happy about it. But he doesn't have to sleep in a hyperbaric chamber anymore because the moon, for some reason, has a better effect on him. And he's like doing a Benjamin Button. So he's probably getting younger. Okay? Junior, you with me? You dressing up for Halloween?
Just as myself, man.
Anybody in the chat? Anybody dressing up? Anybody gonna do anything exciting for Halloween?
You should at least dress up as like a Red Sox player or something. You got a fucking uniform, don't you? You got like the legit uniform.
That's true,
You can be
like,
you can be
fucking
Jackie
the
Brown Jr.
most authentic fucking costume could possibly be.
No. Why don't you dress up as like a what do you call it, a Redskins fan?
A fan?
Player or some shit.
That's doable.
He could pass his Big Poppy dude going around. This is our fucking city.
No, Jackie Bradley Jr. He can pass his JBJ. There you go, Eduardo Nunez. You know, put on a big suit and try to be like Sandy Leon or some shit. That'd be funny.
Maybe.
See, come on, man, I got you.
No big suit though. I could do Sandy.
I want to be Mace Windu. Sorry. Should I start a GoFundMe? Would y'all GoFund my Halloween costume? Anybody interested in seeing me dress up? No? Alright, cool. I mean, I don't even follow GoFundMes anymore. There's so many. Anyways, Halloween will be a festive time. And actually, for everybody who's listening, you should like tune in at some point on our social media. I don't know if maybe we'll get a chance to do a video tomorrow or over the weekend. There's gonna be a special announcement. Something really, really fucking cool for Halloween. So you definitely want to hear this. Can't tell you yet, but you definitely want to hear it. And when you can hear it, you can enjoy it.
Oh yeah, other people.
Fun.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, oh, how's everybody gonna hear? But
everybody can hear it.
Everybody be able to hear it.
There'll be ways to hear everything and be able to tune in and know what's going on. But it's gonna be a really cool occasion for Halloween. It's the anniversary of the Phoenix cover too. So shout out to the now defunct, huh?
Anniversary of what?
I was on the cover of the now defunct Phoenix magazine. I think once they put the Ghost Hunter, the paranormal investigator on the cover, it kind of like gave them bad luck, and then they just went defunct. And the article used to be on the website, but their website they probably didn't keep up with it, so it's all that shit's gone. But I actually somewhere still have some copies of it, and occasionally I'll autograph one, give it away. So, and every now and then I come across them. There's actually been fans who still have them. That's how I met Lady Marin. She actually was like, I know who you are, like, one day, and I was like, okay, that's cool. She's like, no, like, I have a magazine with cover of you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. And every now and then someone still comes up like, yo, you want to... During the time, it was fucking awesome, because everywhere you went, like, cops, everything, were like, yo, dude, like, you're the fucking ghost hunter, that's pretty awesome. And most of them, again, even to this day, the first response, even back then especially, was, dude, black people don't hunt ghosts. Like, y'all don't do that type of shit. Y'all ain't paranormal investigators. Like, what kind of black dude goes and chases Bigfoot and all that type of shit? I'm like, me. Oh, yeah, Joe Rogan. Me. We do that type of shit in ParanormalHooD. It's what we do. We chase all that shit. It's kind of what we do. You know what I'm saying? You human beings are scarier. Halloween can be scary. I'm telling you. Y'all know what's out there. Y'all better watch your six. Don't get scooped up by an alien. Thinking, oh man, your fucking costume's pretty awesome. Where'd you make that? Follow me, I'll show you. Get beamed up. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. I don't know. See some weird shit. I saw a massive fleet of UFOs in Southern California that turned out to be just flares when I saw them through binoculars. Yeah, flares can be so deceptive, but even without binoculars, there's usually telltale signs about flares. One, if it's just the flares themselves, the way they burn out right. But if it's tandem jumping, which a lot of motherfuckers do, and there's so many videos that people always hit me with. There's one fucking video everybody hits me with, and you can clearly tell that it's tandem jumpers who are using flares because their fucking drop rate is exactly how somebody who's doing it with the flare is dropping and stuff. And even when they kind of stop and slow down and shit like that, it's so apparent. So yeah, it's just certain things. It sucks, but that's the best thing though, is to be able to kind of debunk that shit before you get all excited and then you put it up, and you know, it's just kind of like a waste of your time. So, but it's the thought that counts. That's the thing. Like, be your own investigator and shit. You see something, it's better to try to ascertain. I'm gonna try to use a big word, what it is, and you know, get that video, then get your binoculars, or get other ways to try to capture it on film or recording, or you know, even the simplest thing, like you said, with binoculars, it gave you a better look.
And go and check and see if there's been a fucking rocket launch or anything that day in your
area. You live close to Air Force Base?
Anything close? Yeah. Do you live close to fucking
flight patterns?
Anything? Check all that shit. There's a huge checklist before you can be like, yeah, I just saw a fucking UFO.
Dude, every year, I guarantee you, most people around here of the populace get scared, like when they do the flyover for like Fenway Park and shit. Because I've seen them do that shit with the bomber. The bomber scared the fuck out of me one time. They did that shit with that fucking stealth bomber. You don't hear that fucking thing coming. All of a sudden, that thing's on top of you, and you just hear that fucking sonic, crazy fucking sound. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, there was that one year where the guy fucking flew. He was like fucking, this is like skimming treetops and shit. Fucking dude totally flew. He got in trouble for it too, though. People were calling. They're like, what the fuck is going on?
He was like, he didn't get in trouble in Top Gun. Why did I, man?
Flew right the fuck over where we were. That shit was loud as fuck, dude. Fucking everything is shaking and stuff. He was doing like figure eights. Yeah. I wonder if he was drawing a dick like that other thing. I should have talked about that story, but some fucking guy, some fucking Navy pilot or something like that. I forget what he was. Or Air Force pilot or something like that. Like, because you can track and you can go and look. There's websites you can see what they're doing in their flights when they're training and shit like that. Well, I guess he fucking flew and he drew a fucking dick. And then the way he flew out of it made it look like he was fucking shooting out.
Wow.
And it's like clearly, like, anybody who's interested in this stuff can go and look at this fucking the flights of that day, and then boop, there it is.
Well, even that cross.
Like little kids and shit.
Yeah, that cross, I took that picture of that fucking cross. I'm standing on the parking lot and shit, and I'm looking up, and other people looking like, oh shit, that's like a cross. I'm like, oh, it's a holy sign.
Well, no, I mean, that's not, I mean, that's what the fucking, you know, the chemtrails and the way that fucking shit comes out there. But like, this is the thing that tracks, and you like, you know, when you go jogging and shit, you can go back and you can cheat, like, oh, went this way, whatever. Well, you could do that with fucking military planes and shit, so you can see where they flew and everything like that. And this guy was flying up in the air. You could see he was doing a bunch of circles, must have been doing some maneuvers, and then all of a sudden he draws like balls and the fucking shit. He even went to the fucking, he drew a fucking head and the whole thing, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna do a certain. So what are you doing?
I'm like, they were probably wondering, like, what are you doing up there, man?
I'm just testing the planes.
They didn't go back and look at it. It like, it happened to be like, I forgot. Like,
well, yeah, if he got in trouble, they must have.
Well, no, because somebody who was looking at the site you can go to and everything looked like that.
Oh,
somebody else figured out, called him, like, hey,
why you snitch?
I think it was like a family and stuff. Like, hey, we're looking here at, you know, the flights. We saw the guys flying over and everything, and we're looking, and yeah, what was he doing up there? They're like, what are you talking about? Like, well, you might want to go take a look.
He's drawing dicks and balls, and they're coming, sir.
I wasn't involved in the whole conversation, but I could picture something like that. But I guess they got a call and they checked it out. And like,
sir, we've just got a call.
The airman is now in trouble.
Sure, they get bored too. Shit, like, fuck it, why not? I'm up here. Wow, I guess. Hey, whatever.
Now imagine going back and looking what else have people fucking drawn when they're up there flying around and shit, you know? Because not everybody looks at every one and stuff. You just, you know, randomly check in and see. You know, what the fuck are they? Is this what my tax dollars are paying for?
I'm a firing my laser.
These dudes are up there fucking around.
Hey, I'm saying they get bored.
Like I said, people fucking everywhere. Like, every place we fucking investigate, like anywhere you go in buildings, abandoned buildings, there's fucking dick pics. Every fucking somebody draws a fucking dick everywhere. Now there's fucking Air Force pilots up there just drawing dicks, dude. You couldn't have drawn a set of tits?
Well, in the case of the graffiti where it comes to dicks, I just wanted you to know that dickhead was here. Like, I'm a fucking dickhead.
I'm a dickhead, so right, that guy saying I'm a huge dickhead.
I mean, like you know, Hail Satin. Like, Hail Satin, they, you know, at least Hail Satin was different. You know, motherfuckers want to draw dicks and shit and everything and just pentagrams and dumb shit. Like, yeah, okay. Cool. Ooh, graffiti. That's scary.
Anarchy, like they're drawing symbols they don't even know anything about.
And then there's some cool graffiti, but randomly, but rarely.
I worship the devil.
Ooh,
Hail
Satan. Satin was here.
Hail Satin.
Satin was here with his evil minions. The devil. The devil. With a O. The Deval. Fucking idiots. Anyways, this is the shit we encounter and see, though. You know, urban exploring. Like this, again, the rule. Just leave it as you find it. You know what I'm saying? Some shit I can understand. Like, some of these buildings are old and fucked up and torn down, like half torn down, whatever, and they've been read. And you can tell kids go there party, but I guess whatever.
The shit where the walls are falling apart, shit, just let it fucking fall apart on its own. Just fucking, you know, be safe and shit. Don't fucking go in there and tear shit apart, fucking taking shit, fucking spray painting and everything.
Yeah, I never did no tagging and no shit like that, man. Never.
Some of the fucking coolest pictures.
I partied some cool ass place been to raise and shit. I ain't never did that. Ever.
Abandoned fucking buildings. And
Come on, man. Respect that shit. Keeps the game going. You feel me? Just saying. No one's wearing a costume for Halloween? Nobody? Jay? No one's dressing up? Nobody? That's sad. See? That's what I'm saying. That's why we got to bring back... We need to make a Halloween for adults. So y'all feel inspired and want to dress up. You got to figure out how to do that. We don't want to grow up with Toys R Us kids. Shit, Toys R Us isn't here anymore.
Shit, I forgot about this. Alright, so we was asking about fucking kids disappearing on fucking Halloween and shit. So I found this fucking interesting little story here. You know, truth seekers times. I don't know. Seems like they did some research here because they got a lot of numbers or whatever. But let's see what it says here. They fucking, why is their sites fucking such so small letters even? I can't see it. So, alright, So, protecting your children in the months of sacrifice, it says. As you all know, the number of kidnappings, missing persons in the U.S. Gets into the range of 2 to 2,500. So, 2,000 and 2,500 per a day of people go missing, and 90% of so which are children. Okay, then this is, you can go and Google this shit. There's literally like, I would estimate like 2,000 plus people that go missing a day in the United States alone.
That's insane.
That's every day. 2,000 to 2,500 fucking people every day, and 90% of them are children. Every day.
How many of those people are just
missing?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and
kidnapped, missing, and who knows? But I mean, they could have. But they, who knows?
Okay, right. But still, 20.
But every day, that's how many people that go missing. And these are actual, because the cops go and they check. Okay, this person's actually missing. Whatever, you know what I mean? And they file it as this is a missing person. It's not. You know what I mean? I guess whatever. So okay, so. The person writing this, I wanted to take a look at the stats to see if there was a correlation between satanic holy days and these disappearances, because not all these days are fucking satanic and shit. This person's obviously somebody who's a little, religious. And these disappearances, since we know that the sacrifice of people, especially children, is prevalent. What I found, according to the FBI, that in 2007 through 2012, the highest number of kidnappings or disappearances, missing people, always occur in May. May 1st is May Day. It is also known as Beltane Day or the Worship of Baal, which starts the night of April 30th with kidnapping victims. Those missing victims would not be reported until May 1st or later, most likely explaining the high number reported in May. Not surprisingly, the number of victims varies by month. 4 months of the year always have the majority of the kidnappings, of higher kidnappings and disappearances. May, March, April, and October. These are the satanic holidays which have historically involved murdering children as part of their rituals. Easter, Halloween, Beltane, and unfortunately Passover.
Wow.
This guy's obviously religious. April as a month gathers so many victims because it is sometimes the month in which Easter falls, and because it is a preparation month for Beltane on May 1st. But it also houses the Passover. In the Kabbalistic tradition, killing a child and mixing its blood in the unleavened Passover bread is quite common. Oh, God. These are not real Israelites doing this. It is their twisted twin brothers who believe God demands a real sacrifice of the children of Egypt during the Passover. There is another factor which makes the number of kidnappings vary between either March or April. Easter's date changes every year, as it is a lunar holiday, follows the cycles of the moon, just like Ishtar and Isis. The number of kidnappings actually correlates with the placement of Easter in each year. For example, in 2007, Easter was in early April, so the majority of kidnappings occurred in early March. And indeed, March had more kidnappings in 2007 than April. In 2008, Easter fell in late March, so the number of kidnappings in February was more than usual by about 6,000 people higher. In 2011, Easter fell in late April, so March had a fewer number of kidnappings and April had a higher number. The reason there is such a wide range of kidnapping period for Easter is because it's predicted by a 40-day Lent period in which sacrifices are made to Tammuz, one for each year of his life. Think of it this way: the priest class of the Roman Catholic Church has its flock fast, removing temptation from the church in order to allow for the massive infiling of Satan without the consequences from God. A double-minded approach coming down on the church as a whole. This is the idea behind the secrecy of such ritual sacrifices. The parishioners appear blameless and the priests fall into deep sin. 40 days of sacrificing children to venerate and worship Tammuz, who is literally the false Jesus Christ, the spirit in the image which presides over the Catholic Church. Wow. So people really believe this. Hold on, because we're getting to Halloween now.
Okay. We ain't got the good shit yet.
October will always have a large, high number of kidnappings due to Halloween. Is a high Sabbath in witchcraft and draws a lot of attention in the world as a playful holiday for kids, despite the fact that most kidnappings that occur in October are to the end of sacrificing the victims on October 31st. The next couple of months that fall into the top 6 are June and September every single year. June is not only the summer solstice, but it is also gay month, with a massive number of gay-related parades and parties going on around the world. Statistically, around 30% of homosexuals are also pedophiles.
Oh, Lord.
So they must be sacrificing children, too.
All right. Yeah, so them in the fucking Catholic Church, and who else? Like
anyway,
that?
But they did do the research and stuff, and you can go and they have the links to the FBI website here and stuff. So there is higher numbers in October, because that was the question we were trying to find out and everything, according to the research that this thing did. And we attributing it to whatever fucking, that's retarded. It's just stupid, okay? But again, there is a higher number. I mean, it does make sense. Oh, here, go trick-or-treating. Whatever. I mean, I don't know. But I guess there's higher numbers, even higher. I guess April, March, those numbers, how long they go missing for, if they ever turn up again, that's another thing. But every day.
Wow. Okay. But then they explained everything, and then they were religious, and yeah, whatever. So, okay, I guess. But yeah, people go missing. And then there's these holidays and all these weird fucking... I love how people attach their personal beliefs and their faiths and all that shit to everything, too. It was kind of cool, too.
So the total number estimated every year of children that go missing, this is according to the globalmissingkids.org fucking big, huge website thing here, is an estimated 460,000 children are reported missing and go missing every single year in the United States alone.
Wow.
That's just the children, because adults go missing all the time, too.
Yeah. Some adults just want to go missing.
Some adults they go missing on purpose,
Yeah.
but then there's other adults that go missing for whatever reasons they may be.
Nefarious reasons. They fall in
Nefarious
water,
reasons.
whatever.
And too, a lot of
Die
those,
in
a
random
lot of
places.
those children too may not be fucking satanic and kidnapping and stuff. They're not. They're just missing children because kids just do wander off and stuff, and then they don't know what happened, and they don't ever find them or whatever. They fall rivers, lakes, things like that. So there's other ways
Portals.
besides, they could just trip and fall in a portal while running through a meadow or something. You never know.
End up in Narnia.
So but there
Miles.
probably is a high number of them that unfortunately that are people that are fucking retarded.
Aliens are taking some of them. the Middle Earth people are taking some of them. Could be. Yeah, anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
You gonna smoke a last blunt?
Smoke a blunt. Last blunt.
Let's smoke a blunt. It's 11 o'clock. Before we end with you and keep talking. No one's wearing a costume, though. I didn't see anybody that say I will wear a costume. Like, I'm kind of disappointed in all y'all. Like that one person. None of y'all? No one has a cool party to go to? You're not going to go to a bar and dress up? No? Wow. Cool, I understand. I mean, it's not like I'm going to do it either. So, I can't really knock you. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't say that. Although, if I had a costume, then maybe I'd find some place to go. It's got to do with like a con. So, I like Comic Cons and stuff. It's just probably the most appropriate place for me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the costume at some point in the interim, then just like, bang, I'm ready. And they hit that con. And they're like, oh shit, you look just like that motherfucker. And I'm like, I know. I've been saving this. I'm a superhero. Well, it depends on who I choose. Because one night might be a superhero. It all depends. I can't be Colossus. I'm not big enough anymore. That didn't work out so well back in the day when I tried to make a Colossus. You can picture Colossus, right? Okay. Everything was cool, but the idea of all that silver fucking paint all over my body just wasn't gonna work. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Body paint, but still, like, how was I gonna get all that silver paint off of my black ass? So,
same way you wash yourself every day. That's how you wash that stuff off.
I don't have paint on me.
But it's you wash dirt and stuff off you every day. You would just use soap and water like you would wash yourself every day. There's no. It's just you're just washing paint off. You're just not washing the dirt off. There's paint on top of it with some dirt and grime and whatever.
Clearly, you don't understand. At 14, I was not trying to put paint all over my fucking body. Some silver paint.
That would be the ideal time to put paint all over. That would be more understandable to put. You were younger and okay, you're putting paint all over your body. Let me do that. Then I'm just gonna hop in and take a shower afterwards and shit. You know what I mean? The logical,
No, sir. I think those grown-ass adults who go to sporting events and paint their body and stuff, they have the right idea. Okay? Saying.
Then those guys, they got a little bit harder work ethic.
Well, I wasn't doing it back then.
Because those guys, they got the body hair, you got your body hair, you get older and stuff. When you're younger, you're not as much body, so it would have been easier to clean your body.
And I was younger than
off
14 too, but no, I didn't do it.
Body paint shit comes off real easy, dude. You probably didn't even have to fucking wash.
Not back then, man. Body paint, wasn't like it is now.
Tell us more.
Probably had lead in it and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I didn't put that paint on my body. Okay? Just saying. My Mace idea? Oh yeah, Mace Windu. Absolutely. I think I could pull that off. I could pull off Nick Fury, Luke Cage, kind of. You're a little darker than I am, but really. See, it depends because there's kind of you can do the throwback Luke Cage or you go the modern one, which is pretty much just a hoodie, and then you just gotta walk around and say "Sweet Christmas," and anybody who watched the Netflix series would get that, and anybody who didn't would just be like, "I guess that's his saying now." But no, it's not mine. It's the new Luke Cage's. So, there's different ways I could go. I'm trying to think who else. I don't know. Any ideas who my black ass could be? I'm trying to think. Any Samuel Jackson character, maybe with a little makeup. A little like hair or something. Just talk real bad. Just keep saying motherfucker.
Yeah. Right. Put these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Just fucking have snakes in your hands.
trying to think. That's the thing. Like, I think outside the box too. I don't really know. Like, what else could I be?
Chewie?
Chewbacca?
Or Bigfoot himself?
Yeah, I mean but that's just throwing on a fucking hot ass cop. I couldn't do that. That shit, I sweat like a slave as it is, like I'm running away and shit. You imagine me with a fucking Bigfoot fucking uniform on, outfit, or Chewbacca. There's a picture of me at Boston Comic Con last year, not this year, but last year with fucking Chewbacca. The motherfucker was tall as fuck, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I couldn't do that shit. That motherfucker was hot. I had to wait for the motherfucker to come back out. He's like, "Sorry, man, it's fucking hot as shit." I was like, "Trust me, I couldn't do that shit. Better you than me." Burning up inside of some fucking thing. That's why I'm limited and shit. Like the whole, like Mace Windu shit wouldn't be that bad, but like fucking Nick Fury, and then that motherfucker like all leather or some shit now. I have to go the old school like fucking Nick Fury uniform or some shit. I ain't trying to be hot, be sweating up some fucking costume and shit. I want some shit that can breathable and shit. Feel me? So if you have any ideas, I'm with it. Cause I seen a dude that was dressed as the old school Power Man, but the dude was like 5'3". I was like, okay, hey, do you? But again, I see some dope fucking costumes though. I just don't think, I don't know, not a whole lot of shit. What's the dude from Guardians of the Galaxy? Maybe if I was willing to paint my body now. Come on, help me out, you fucking nerds.
I can't fucking think right now. I'm fucking trying to think of his name right now too, dude.
It's something, huh? No, the Destroyer. Something Destroyer.
The blue guy, right?
Yeah.
When he whistles, it's that.
No, you're talking about Yondu, not Yondu. I'm talking about the dude. He's one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, Yondu's actually one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. But don't act like you know that.
I wouldn't say it if I didn't.
Oh, you do know? So could you name? Because they're actually in the movies except for one character. And actually, the current Guardian of the Galaxy movies, all the original Guardians of the Galaxy are in the movies. Can you name them since you say you know?
No, but I just knew Yondu.
Oh, you said Yondu.
I knew Yondu, but you said not him, so now.
Well, it's not Yondu anyways, but one of the current Guardians of the Galaxy. It's something Drax? No, is it Drax? I don't know what the fuck his name is. Thanks, y'all ain't very helpful. No, y'all nerdy enough as me. But they show Yondu. They show Charlie 27, Martinix, Starhawk is fucking Sylvester Stallone in the movie, but they don't show Vance Astro. They show the chick too. I forget her name because she's in the movie too, but they don't show Vance Astro. That's how very well versed I am in my comic books, my friend. But I know the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Son! Better recognized. It's a good skill to have. That's why the fucking movies are such a letdown. I mean, they're cool. It's cool to see that art come to life, but all the fucking CGI and all that type of shit is cool, but the fucking most of the storylines suck. I haven't seen Infinity Wars, and I've given my take on Black Panther. Guardians of the Galaxy is cool for what it is. I enjoy those movies. I'm just saying. I'll see Infinity Wars at some point. I'm just that motherfucker. You pay for cable, you might as well fucking watch it. Wait till that shit's free. That's kind of how I look at it. Sometimes I go to the movies. I used to love to go to the movies. It's just kind of whatever. Although they're cool as shit now because they're comfortable as fuck. Nice. What do you say?
Venom looks nice.
No, it doesn't. Nothing about Venom looks appealing at all.
I watch it. It's actually a good movie. I'm telling you.
It's great from your perspective. Just nothing about that movie looks appealing to me whatsoever. I'll watch it maybe when it's on cable and I'm bored one night. Or like Netflix or some shit, but that's really
I mean, it looks like it's got maybe some cool little action scenes or something like that. But other than that,
I don't know what's the character.
I don't know what they're doing. That whole fucking Spider-Man, Venom, that whole fucking thing is just like what. It's kind of like what's going like with Batman and shit. Every year he's a different Batman, a different fucking thing, and different story. It's like what's going on with. Like
he's old, he's young, he's a
at
kid.
Least with the other part of the Marvel fucking universe, it kind of flows together right and everything a little bit better.
I like the current Spider-Man, but that's why I like the Venom costume is supposed to start. It's supposed to always start with Spider-Man because he was the one that got it. Okay, in the Secret Wars, his costume got destroyed during one of the battles. They went to some fucking thing that created anything they gave him a fucking suit, a black suit that he didn't know was a fucking symbiote. Okay? Just saying.
You might be right, yeah.
I am right. I know comic books. Which is kind of what I do. Okay? I'm nerdy enough. You feel me? Okay. I'm kind of disappointed not one person secretly is dressing up. Like, nobody. See my Mace window? I don't know. Yeah. GoFundMe? Junior, you gonna give me GoFundMe a Mace window costume?
You be Mace, I'll be Obi-Wan.
Yeah, you can be Obi-Wan. You can be a bunch of Jedi.
And you have to be Mace Windu?
I just feel like that'd be the most comfortable costume for me. Believe me, a lightsaber, you know, they have a special Mace Windu lightsaber. They're not that expensive. It's like $20. Costumes, you know, it's expensive. See, tell me, Drax. It is Drax. I was right. Okay, thank you.
Make that costume, dude. Just go buy a brown bathrobe down at Target or some shit. Dude.
What about the shit under it? Just get like
a white fucking.
No, a plaid shirt. Or something. No, because he has a certain color shirt or whatever.
Yeah, just get whatever color he's got underneath his brown fucking bathrobe, dude, and there you go, dude.
Hold on, let's see. Let's see.
You got a pair of, you know, some fucking. Whatever color.
I don't got no fucking Uggs, motherfucker. Need some fucking Uggs and shit.
No. You're gonna buy the official Disney fucking Mace Windu costume that they sell for like fucking $300.
I see a brown robe. Right.
You know, the brown fucking little fucking.
I'm gonna have to get some brown shorts though. I'm wearing some camo. I'm gonna go like ghetto fucking hood fucking Mace Windu. Alright, so a brown robe. What's that sass shit? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make my own.
Well, how much was that? Was it Amazon? How much was it there? I'm sure you could find it even cheaper than the first one you fucking found, but
yeah, that was. Hold on, it's not even available.
Oh, you can't even get it right now. I'm sure you can find one now. Probably ain't that
bad. Shit, back in the day, my mom would have made that shit. You gonna get you this brown robe? I'm gonna go to the fabric store downtown Chinatown.
I don't know. I should have fucking made my fucking costume I gotta wear, but
see, folks, 11/11, inspiring to make costumes. All right, the last blunt smoked. That's it.
We out.
Like I said, stay tuned. Between now and Halloween, we'll try to get on and give you guys some special news, special thing coming up for Halloween. So follow us on social media. Make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend, be a friend. Shout out to the Chip Team family. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Peace and love to you. This is ParanormalHooD.
Peace and love. Enjoy your astral travels.
See you next week.